What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I am your host, Nick, joined by the household of sweet boy Justin. We got Allie, Sierra, the love of my life, my wife.
Sorry.
Baby mama, Natalie Joy. We got, what, you know?
Wife and baby mama?
Is that not the, well, I mean, you are my baby's mama.
Okay.
You can't be both.
I
can't
feel
be
like,
both.
yeah,
You kind of
can't be
drop
both.
the baby
No.
mama once
I have to drop it now.
Yeah.
the ring is
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Or you just drop the marriage.
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah.
No,
You
Or
get
you just
divorced
divorced me.
and you're just a baby mama.
I think I'm just going to go with wife. I like wife.
Yeah.
It's
Classy.
classy.
Betrothed.
And you are a classy. Betrothed. My betrothed person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people you are hearing are our fantastic guests today. I am honored to have them on. One is returning to the show,
An honor.
Mr. Josh Peck.
Third time.
Third time. That's right. This is your third
How
time.
about that?
Wow.
I'm a regular.
First you came solo, then you came with your lovely wife, Paige, and now you come here.
With your
With your
betrothed.
My hetero life
With
mate.
your
you're,
betrothed.
also your
your baby
co-host
mama.
of the Good Guys podcast, Mr. Ben Soffer. Did I get that right?
No, but it's
Oh.
fine.
Soffer. Soffer.
No.
Very
I always
close.
fuck that up. I
Very
get it in my
close.
head and I do the opposite. I'm fucking George Costanza.
No, it's good. It's
Soffer.
good. It's good.
Nick Viall. No, I wish.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much for having
It's
me.
good to have you, Ben.
And it's fine that I wasn't invited the first two times.
Or to the wedding.
Well, I don't think you had.
Oh, that too.
Oh,
That too. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
spicy.
It's
But
okay.
the wedding looked amazing.
Didn't it?
It did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It
We-
looked like no stone was left unturned.
And there wasn't.
I want to be clear. I'm gonna out ourselves. We want to be friends. We want to be closer with you and Claudia.
Let's do it.
We're
We do.
we're close with Josh and Paige. Paige and Natalie are like best friends.
Yeah, we are. We trade secrets.
Josh and I, we ask each other for advice.
I'll give you secrets.
Oh.
Great.
Trade. Good. Can't let them be the only one with a couple of seats.
Can I text you in the morning for outfit suggestions?
Yes.
Great.
Every time I see Paige, I'm always like, oh my God, I love those jeans. She's like, I'll send you the link. She immediately just sends me the link as soon as we leave each other.
Love
It's
that.
great.
So Ben, the desire is all on this end. So,
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm all
great.
in. Let's do it.
I
I
can't
got a
wait.
beautiful FaceTime from Remy Bader on the trolley with Josh. So
Wonderful.
I got to see a little bit of, I got to see the trolley. We love Remy.
Yeah, we love Remy. She's
She's great.
wonderful. We are so happy to have you guys here. We have so much to get into. We got obviously. Oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to our dear friends of the Girls Gotta Eat podcast for covering for Natalie and I last week. Both Raina and Ashley, they crushed it. We were so happy to have them. They guest co-host the first time in the Viall Files history that I wasn't here.
Wow.
Would y'all
Wow,
ever
the
let
show.
just two other people host your podcast if y'all were out of town?
No.
Seinfeld and Larry David.
No.
What are we talking about?
yeah.
Who,
I mean,
who would?
who would be as ornery and pissed as we are?
I can be ornery and pissed. That's like that is.
Nick's like me.
That is
I
who
will
I
do
am
it.
at my
Please
core.
call me.
We just need people incredibly uncomfortable. to
Yeah,
play
and
us.
and Jewish. Like
Yeah,
that's
Jew-
a precursor.
Nick,
for sure.
Jewish adjacent.
We'll convert you if you want to host
no,
Good
no,
Guys.
no,
we'll
I
just
did.
convert you.
I don't know how accurate it is because I do think there's a big conspiracy. behind-
23andMe.
Yeah, I'm 9% Jewish.
Oh, I love it.
Mazel.
Yes.
You're in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's throw a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Mazel.
So I'm basically a third co-host.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I did 23andMe like Ben did. And Ben, do you want to share your results?
I'm honestly embarrassed. My 23andMe is 99% Ashkenazi Jewish.
Oh, wow.
My manager's
Yeah.
100%
Wow.
Ashkenazi Jewish. Yeah, you beat
Wow. So then
Good-
maybe
good
we might be
manager.
like
Related.
cousins
probably.
or like
How do you go? Where's that 1%?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The 23andMe.
I do think
don't-
it's bullshit.
It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
Wait,
It's utter bullshit.
I grew up my whole life with the understanding that my grandmother was 100% Polish, and my great grandmother, I believe, was born in Poland. Only to do 23andMe, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not Polish,
Oh.
like at all."
Not a,
What were you?
How does that make sense?
Some version of white?
I think the explanation is like, hundreds of years ago, maybe your family went to Poland, and
Visited.
settled, set up camp there and hung out there, but their origins don't descend. Maybe I don't know.
So what were your other results? Just version like shades
Swedish.
of whites?
I'm like, yeah. Oh my god, so what?
Vikings.
No, it's a lot. Half of me is from the England countries, the Irish, the
Anglo.
Scottish, the English, that whole general island. Then there's some Swedish. The most interesting thing about me was my 8% being Jewish. Yeah.
Was I 100% or was I 99?
Oh no, he's stressed.
You were 99.
Are you sure?
Point something. Like,
But what was
very
the
not
other?
100.
This guy beat me.
percent?
Who beat me? Who beat me?
His name's Byron Ashley.
Byron Ashley.
Byron Ashley's 100% Jewish? Bullshit.
Yeah.
Byron Ashley?
It
Yeah.
doesn't even sound Jewish.
Sounds like the coach of the Giants. Like, it's not a...
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't.
actually Byron Austin Ashley, if that makes it.
We
any
need to
better.
know what his original last name was.
That
He's
sounds like-
clearly anglicized, Ashley. What do
Byron
you-
Austin Ashley sounds like the star of the 90210 reboot,
It does.
like with Byron Austin Ashley, or
Honestly,
like
it's honestly a sick
the new
name.
host of Extra.
Sick name.
What was your 23andMe?
I was like 98 point something Jew, and then like 1% Greek.
That's so
Weird.
hot.
I know.
Oh.
That's-
Would
I mean, that's
kill
fun.
for Greek blood.
I wanted like Italian or Greek, something
Yeah.
Yeah, a little flavor.
more fun. More
Yeah,
fun than like
Mediterranean.
you're from England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Yeah.
Anyways, what did you think of our wedding? Did you love it?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're allowed to talk about it. It was fabulous, and I'm not just saying that. And I think it has to do. And I'm not speaking in hyperbole here. I liked everyone I met at your wedding, which is impossible.
Really?
Impossible.
Because I did see some like friends
Even
from
our
high school.
hairstylist.
I saw some.
I didn't get a great vibe from him.
Yeah, I saw some.
I really didn't.
He just told me that out there in the lobby.
Yeah, we were standing in line I was getting my wife and her friend some champagne. I'm like, who is this guy talking behind me?
Yeah.
I think it's the same guy. I don't
It's a
really
dark
know.
energy.
It's definitely the same guy. No, I saw some friends from high school posting on Facebook, the recap of their weekend. And I was like, oh, there's Josh. Oh, there's Josh. Oh, I was like, he was just taking doing a little meet and greet.
Mhm.
I had a great
So
time.
great.
I did not say no to a picture. Listen, I was happy to be second to JoJo there. And so if anyone wanted a picture, I was like, I need this for my ego. I was like, JoJo, look, people want a picture with me too.
Yeah.
No,
Josh Peck, everyone. Josh Peck.
she's the greatest and she was the star. But first of all, you look so beautiful. Your dress was, sorry, I'm such a dude. Were there two dresses?
There were, yeah.
Both gorgeous.
Thank you.
Love them both. You guys were perfect. Your parents, your mom, I mean, they're the most adorable. I was so impressed.
Oh my gosh. Did you like Nick's outfit change? Or did you not notice?
I did. You went from the black to the white
I
jacket.
did. Yeah.
Gorge.
Thank you.
Loved.
Gorge.
Loved the night before look with the bolero.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
Really cute.
I didn't even know it's called the bolero.
Is
Learned
it?
something new.
It
I
is,
just thought it was a
right?
bolo
Bolo
tie.
tie. Maybe
Oh.
that's the long version.
That sounds more
bolero.
cultured. I want to go with Josh's answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you guys ever have a boy, bolero.
Perfect.
I'm trying to think of what, but again, even on the trolley, on our way there, just chatting, we became quick friends with everyone. Then while we were sitting waiting for the ceremony, I became best friends with JWoww.
Mhm.
I know you're a
Which-
big fan
Wow.
of Miss Ginny
I didn't even
Farley.
know how big his Jersey Shore fandom was.
I didn't
And
either.
apparently it's
Massive.
through the roof.
I'm a big fan, and all I have to say is meet your heroes, because sometimes it works out.
JWoww is awesome.
What a
She-
great person.
She's a
And
great,
Zach,
fantastic person. She is
wow.
Yeah.
top
She
notch.
Love
came on
her.
this podcast and we fell so in love that we were like, should you come to our wedding? She was like, I will. And we were like, great, we'll send you an invitation.
Love
That's how that
it.
happened.
I love it.
Yeah.
And other things, like the food was excellent, and I liked that it wasn't a sit-down meal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really?
Yes.
So
Smart
good about
move.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Go
Thank
in,
you.
get it as you want.
As you want.
It was hot.
It was
Key
warm.
ingredient.
Oh.
It was
Yeah.
warm?
It was like a perfect temperature.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, it was a perfect temperature.
Well, just because, like, my big gripe with like sit-down wedding meals, it doesn't matter what you're serving or how expensive or high quality it is. When it always comes out like barely warm,
Mm.
and it's
Yeah.
just never that good, and you're just sitting around and you're bored and you're talking, you want to get up, and it's
Mhm.
just like, let's just get the food there, and when people want to eat, let's make sure it's always being heated,
Mhm.
yes.
and that it makes it all the difference.
Did y'all have sit down at y'all's wedding?
I did, yes. And
Yours sounds more formal.
yeah.
Like
Well, there was
than
a
mine.
buffet. Like it was a buffet with appetizers, past hors d'oeuvres, and then there was a seated dinner after. Tons of food. But my dad owns a catering company, so that like was
Oh, yeah.
very
There you
easy.
go.
But yeah, the number one complaint at every wedding: cold food and duration. Like when is the entree coming? When is it
yes,
coming?
Yes.
Right.
Because if it's coming at 10 o'clock,
Yes.
I'm gonna load up on all the appetizers. Then the entree's gonna
Yeah.
come. It doesn't matter how good it is.
That's true.
I'm
But
stuffed.
If it's coming at 7, you might want to
Yeah.
not pig out
Right.
Yeah.
on the bacon wrapped scallops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's bacon wraps.
No, we didn't. We had macaroni and cheese balls.
I think
Still-
we did have
Did we?
some
Did we?
bacon wrapped scallops.
We might have. It was definitely an option.
Yeah.
The crab cakes were going hot. And the fried chicken sandwich, delish.
Oh my God. I wanted both of those and they were
ran
all
out,
gone.
yeah.
Wow.
So the
I-
bride didn't get to eat. Thank you.
I had to.
Oh, that's where they went.
That was Natalie's.
Perfect.
That was Natalie's. It was a fantastic wedding. Thank you for coming. It was great. I wish you could have been there, Ben.
You'll
Me
be
too.
there at like the
Me too.
10-year
Yeah.
renewal.
Yeah, great. I'm in.
Great.
I'm in.
Is there a sense of relief? Are there post-wedding blues? Both? Neither.
Both, for sure. I
We-
feel like I miss it, you know?
Well, over the weekend was like our 1-week anniversary.
Mm.
And I think that Saturday, I said to Natalie, I'm like, I'm having a little bit of like FOMO, like thinking about like this time a week ago and
Yeah.
kind of wishing we were having the party again. So there was a little bit of that, you know.
Yeah.
like
How many people were there?
170? Yeah.
Okay. I remember such a feeling of relief the second it was over, and I do not wish to be back at that party. Like our actual wedding, like when we like said our vows, got married, unbelievable.
Mhm.
Everything else was just so stressful. We had, I think, like close to 400 people.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
And like it's when
A
you
lot.
start to have
Yeah.
weddings that are that big,
Huge.
they're stressful. Like you're talking about eating, I definitely didn't eat.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't ever remember eating.
I'm surprised. We had a lot of fun. I mean, I was stressed leading up to it.
Yeah.
And I like the Wednesday before the wedding, I had a great fear that we were about to throw Fire Festival 2.0, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah,
Just like
sure.
this is going to be the most expensive mess of a party. Just, but it all came together.
Yeah.
And we were able to enjoy ourselves. So I had a good time. And at that point, we were just like, well, if whatever happens, happens. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
we'll
it was
see.
perfect.
So we had a good time.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. And wait, I'm trying to think of if there's anything that you guys wouldn't have known that we as. Oh, here was a fun thing. Was obviously was on this beautiful horse farm, and is that right? I'm such a city boy.
Yeah,
is that
that
what you
works,
call it
sure.
officially? Stunning venue. But as the one knock on the outdoors, sometimes there can be a
Bugs.
little bug, right?
Yes,
Just a
bugs.
little.
Yeah.
So we found a great way because we don't want to bother nobody. They go, if you go in the stables, there's horse spray. We started spraying ourselves down with little horse bug spray.
Oh.
They were like, this is for thunder, you know.
You borrowed.
But it
horse
works on
spray.
people. Little spritz left and right.
Wow,
Gorgeous.
That's why you smelled like that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was.
We're all sprayed up.
You were sprayed up.
Oh, man, that's
Yeah, I
funny.
should have taken that advice. I was covered in that. See, that was it's hard because you're like, how can we make this outdoor venue perfect? And then it's like, you know what? We can't.
It was
They just-
perfect.
Were you not worried about weather? Ever?
We were.
Yeah.
We relied on the almanac when planning the wedding. We knew it was going to be outdoors. We knew we'd have a tent, so we prepared for the possibility of rain. And when we picked the date,
We also had some tents reserved for our welcome party Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was like, that was like, if it rains. And then the day before, when I was like, it's not going to rain, I canceled those bitches.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, but we
Smart.
we
Which
busted
you
out the
didn't come
altar.
to.
Well, we were fine all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
Yeah, you missed a good welcome party. But yeah, we busted out the almanac
Yeah.
and like looked at like the past few years in the various weekends. We wanted to do it sometime
Mm-hmm.
in this season, knowing that like we wanted to avoid the Georgia heat in the summer, you know, and so we were like, it didn't really seem to rain this weekend of the past 4 years, and
Trusted it.
crossed our
Amazing.
fingers. And the weather was impeccable. Like we couldn't if we would have like tailor ordered the weather, we would have been like a nice cool breeze in the afternoon for the ceremony. Like we
Yeah.
got that, you
Wow.
know, like it was, and because we did black tie, there was definitely a risk of it being like even like 80 and muggy, and it was cloudy, perfectly cloudy, so it wasn't too hot. We got really lucky.
So
Wow.
perfect.
Yeah. So
I've been to outdoor weddings that have rained. That's why I ask. And there is nothing sadder.
Uh-huh.
Because your contingency plan, I'm sorry, it's just not as good as what you had.
no,
Yeah.
especially on a farm,
Yeah.
people were going to get muddy.
Yeah,
that,
with
that was
their
going to
shoes.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at a wedding in Miami probably a month ago. It was supposed to be outdoors, and their indoor contingency plan, it was the biggest like rainstorm. The entire venue flooded. Their
Oh,
contingency
no.
plan flooded.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It was messed up.
We got so lucky.
All that to say, Congrats.
Thank you very
Congrats.
much. Thank you.
Excellent.
Our honeymoon didn't go quite as planned as the wedding, but that's fine.
It's fine.
Did you go on a
We'll
honeymoon,
redo.
Josh?
We did later. We went like a month later to Cabo with John Stamos.
That's fun.
Random. Yeah. He had a trip planned. He's like, want to come? And so we went, and then he was going to go perform in Washington,
Do you
DC.
think he'll go on our honeymoon with us?
Yeah. He's a good time. He has a good party.
I believe that.
That's a great time.
We went to Cabo, then to Washington, D.C., and then back to L.A. So random. He was performing in the Capitol with the Beach Boys
You
for
just
July
followed
4th.
him
Yeah, he's like, and then you'll come here, and then we'll go there. I'm like, bet. Yeah, sounds great.
It is a weird, like, kind of going back to reality or society after your wedding, because you, even if you don't, like, honeymoon or not, you're just like, I'm supposed to just be in love right now, and I don't want to deal with
Totally.
anything else.
Yeah.
But that doesn't last very long. I also did not expect to hear kind of bizarre conspiracy about me. I did not have that on my bingo card last week following my wedding to address conspiracy from one Maria Georges on her appearance on Color Daddy. That was something.
I didn't know you were a producer on The Bachelor.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Can we ask more, or who cares?
No, you could ask more.
I don't know about any of this.
So this is
Yeah.
Maria from The Bachelor, this recent season, and she basically went on Call Her Daddy. She said that she had history with Nick. I don't know if you want to clarify that history.
She said what was true is that we were friends,
Yeah.
and that friendship was mostly me giving her relationship advice. And Alex Cooper, friend, was gracious enough. We're literally on the flight back from our honeymoon from hell, and I get a text from Alex being like, "So just like a heads up, like I think Alex knowing that we had just gotten married, she's like, Maria like mentions that you guys had knew each other," and I'm like, "Yep." Cool. Like Alex texted me to tell me that Maria said we knew each other and that we didn't hook up, which was also accurate. But she didn't tell me about and then I found out about this conspiracy that Maria came up with, which was
Yeah, so she
bizarre.
said that Nick was friends with Sydney, which was like her arch nemesis on her season, and that because Nick in the past had said that you would make a good villain on the show.
That is true. Long ago, I did tell Maria, because Maria used to always ask me to get around the show, and I did tell her that I could see her being the villain. And somehow that turned into Maria thinking that in my zero free time and not knowing that she was on the show, that somehow I made it my mission to...
Yeah, so she had a conspiracy that you knew her arch nemesis through Ashley I, and that you were producing the show or knew somebody, and you got her arch nemesis on the show to make her the villain for her season.
But she also wasn't the villain.
No.
So
Yeah.
there's that. I mean,
It's just giving delusional, honestly, at the end of the day.
but what was interesting, I did see a clip from the episode, because like I guess Maria's big thing was she couldn't understand why years ago I said, well, I think if you were to go on the show, I could see you being the villain. I mean, it's also like not that complicated. Like to be the villain on The Bachelor, it's like we're not talking about real life villains here. It's reality TV. To be the villain on The Bachelor, all it takes is a big personality, a willingness to, be unapologetically yourself and not shy away from conflict or drama, which we saw from Maria this season. So it's not that complicated. But I thought it was kind of funny that on the same episode, Maria suggested that she was the fourth runner-up. What is it? Fourth runner-up? Fifth?
Fourth runner-up.
Fourth runner-up.
She was the fan
fourth.
favorite too.
Yeah, she was a
Everybody
fan
wanted- yeah.
favorite. She was fourth. So Rachel, Daisy, and Kelsey all went further than her. And on this episode, she, I guess, suggested or kind of flat out said,
She said that I felt like I needed a way out. I could have gone farther with Joey.
Okay,
So
so-
she insinuated that she used Jen kissing Joey as an excuse to leave.
so Maria said I could have gone farther.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm curious what Rachel would have to say about, or Daisy would have to say about Maria saying I could have gone farther. And Maria, if you're wondering why I thought way back when, if you could be the villain, you saying I could have gone farther if I wanted to is the type of energy that would put a target on your back in that type of environment. And
Right.
that's all it takes. It's not that complicated. But I did not expect to have to face that type of questioning on the week of my wedding.
Yeah.
What did she say about her turning down The Bachelorette?
That she was already doing fittings for the show. Everybody was on the same page that she would be the Bachelorette. And then she was just like, why am I not happy? Like, why does this not feel right? And basically made the conclusion that this wasn't the right time to be doing it. So she pulled herself out last minute.
She said something about she also knew how badly Jen wanted to do it.
Yeah, that Jen was like super single and a fun girl and her best friend during the process. So
do you believe that story?
No. I couldn't imagine getting all the way up to fittings and how many people, like, for the production of it all, then be like, you know what? I really think somebody else deserves this more. I don't buy it.
Yeah. And her story, to summarize, is basically she's doing these fittings, she's prepping for the Bachelorette, and then had an epiphany that she's too happy with her current life, and also that Jen desperately wants it. So out of the kindness of her heart, she declined, which it's possible.
I think it's possible she declined it because
I believe that.
in my head, if she was turned down or not offered it, she wouldn't have been so like peaceful about it at the Woman Tell All.
Yeah. I just think there's another version to this story. I think that's definitely Maria's truth. In my experience with the show, I don't know anything specific about what happened between Maria and the show and why she turned it down. But in my experience, like the few instances where someone was meant to be the lead and in the last minute there was a switch, I only know that experience from when the show decided that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. In terms of they very much value their ability to work with their lead. It's a long process, and so they need to, they've worked with difficult people in the past, but at the times where the show went a different direction, and it's entirely believable that Maria turned it down, but I've never heard of that version. Also, you imagine how difficult it might be to work with someone who, instead of thinking it was possible that they could rub anyone the wrong way, that it was more believable to this person that their own friend who they hadn't spoken with in several years, for no other reason than to prove himself right, decided to come up with this elaborate conspiracy theory as to why she might have rubbed some women in the house the wrong way. That person might be challenging. So
yeah.
I also heard through some friends of ours who are close to the source that filming with her was close to filming with Claire Crawley.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah,
it was kind of the same.
Yeah.
So take
do
that
you know who
with what
Claire
you will.
Crawley is?
Guessing it was a little tough with Claire.
A little tough with
Claire
Miss
was famously the only Bachelorette who quit a week into filming.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of tracks with Maria. I mean, Maria quit even before filming started.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing your fittings, you're the Bachelorette. You're the Bachelor. You're the lead. You're filming. I mean, they're taking content.
By the way, you've also 100% signed contracts.
Well, they will often, multiple people will sign contracts.
I see.
And so they have the option to pull. And then the contract says, until you are announced, we can pull this from you. So that happens every season. That's pretty typical.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But if you are listening, Maria, it's because you thought you could go further than you did. Again, it's not that complicated, like it's an environment where people with big personalities who have a lot of confidence in themselves, Maria has that, can rub people who are a little bit more insecure about themselves the wrong way, and then it will put a target on your back. And that's what happened, it seemed, with Cindy and the other women, which is also kind of bizarre because, like, when we were covering the show, I felt bad because I was really harsh on Sydney.
Yeah, and then she went to say that you were friends with Sydney.
No, I met Sydney during my book tour because Ashley and Jared were, and then I forgot Sydney existed. I didn't even know she was on the show. I didn't even know that was the girl I met. But anyway,
is it hard in preparation for this episode? So we were watching the great Summer House, the new Vanderpump,
Yes.
the Valley,
Yes.
and I was thinking about that. Like, you talked about that you were a little harsh with someone from The Bachelor. Like, it's one thing, I'm in a movie, I do a show, I'm playing a character, you like it, you hate it, you're both entitled, right? But it was just something that I tried, it was a character, and either it worked or it didn't. But with reality, in theory, even though it's a heightened version of yourself, when you don't like it, like, I obviously had some strong feelings watching these episodes, and I'm like, but I did question, how strong can you be, Josh? Because you're attacking people, right? Like,
well, we operate
them
on the premise, we will say this often when we recap these shows, that we are covering the show, not the people. We acknowledge that this is an edited TV show.
Got
that
it.
for the majority of these people, we haven't met them, you know?
So you're like commenting on a character.
Yeah,
in
we're
theory.
commenting on a character. We reserve the right to be wrong about them. I mean, no one was harder on me than Ben's wife, Claudia.
Oh,
I mean,
well.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
I think I was referred to as Lord Voldemort.
Oh my
oh no.
God.
Oh, no.
They wouldn't even say my name.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, they fucking hated me.
Oh no.
That's how I discovered
Wow.
Claudia. I didn't know who Girl with No Job was, and then someone sent me a clip of them just fucking roasting me. Thought it was pretty funny, to be
Well,
honest. But
The good news is that they reserve the right to be wrong.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know?
well, that's
And
kind of
Exactly.
the point. It's just like they don't
watch
know
a
me.
show? No.
Yeah, they've
No, they
never
don't
met
know.
me.
They
It's
don't
just a
know.
TV show.
They don't
And
know.
one thing you never hear about Voldemort, very thin. And that was nice.
Yeah.
Lean.
Great skin.
Yes.
Refreshingly thin.
Voldemort didn't have one
Yes.
pimple.
Lean.
Misunderstood.
Lean.
Really.
Wait, my brother is calling.
Oh, yeah. Let me talk to him.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
so Nick's a history fan, right?
I am.
Yeah, we're actually live currently on the podcast, and there's someone here who would like to say hello to you.
Hey, bestie. It's Josh Peck, your best friend.
Oh, no way! My best friend's online right now.
Dude, miss you, man.
Babe, what's going on?
Just chilling, dude. Missing our good talks. I love getting down and really like emotional with you.
Oh my
I-
God.
I like chopping it
I
up.
just felt so connected. It was weird. A spark, honestly, if I'm being serious.
Let me see if your sister knows you as well as I do. When your great brother was serving our wonderful country in the Navy, heard of it? There's a 3-piece bunk bed to the Navy. Some might call it a rack.
Sure.
Was your brother on the bottom, the middle, or the top?
The top.
Okay, good answer. Fine, you know
Look
him.
at that. She knew
Fine.
my tall ass couldn't be in any of those small racks.
That was my first question. I'm like, where were you on the rack?
That's so funny. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later about Nick's history.
Well, I was just gonna say I was gonna buy him a Civil War bullet at the antique store if he wanted it.
As long as it's the North.
We don't really know.
And
All right.
don't bring it to Turks.
Yeah. Don't bring it to Turks.
Be
Okay,
careful.
love you, bye. He does not say love you back.
What does he say?
Bye.
Okay.
He never has.
All right.
Never
Yeah.
said I love you,
No,
even
Wow.
at the wedding.
I don't think he did.
How?
Yeah. It's okay. That's something I'll talk about in therapy.
He loves you.
But to answer your question, it is the tough part about this job,
Hmm.
and I don't like it. I don't like because even though we say that we don't know these people, we reserve the right to be wrong. I know that sometimes we say things that will hurt people's feelings. It's not our intention.
It's also like with reality TV, like obviously these people, there's storylines, it's not, I don't know, I call it like stranger than fiction sometimes just because I'm like the way that people behave in front of a camera, that's kind of what we're talking about, like the behavior more so, not like criticizing them as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, no, I think it makes perfect sense. And I hosted this show, this cooking competition show for Roku, Best Bite Wins.
And I
No
did
big
see
deal.
that.
Ben,
Best Bite wins.
next season,
I can't wait.
you and me. And it was funny because we had some producers who were like a lot of experience in reality TV, and maybe some people from The Bachelor. I don't know. I'm not saying, but like some really vetted, like veteran TV producers. So anyway, we have these chefs and they turn the clock on, and these chefs who go from these affable, lovely people through no coaxing, no manipulating. All of a sudden, the clock turns on. They've got to make this dish, and a little bit of backstabbing comes out. The emotions heighten. And I went to one of the producers. I was like, wow, this dynamic's crazy. He's like, I know. And we're not even evil.
Oh.
He was like,
Wow.
some producers are evil.
Right.
Like, he's just like, you put a camera on and a timer and people react. So
Mhm.
I would say the same for reality in general.
Yeah, I mean, evil is a strong word. I think what ultimately what producers are really good at, as I always say, they're the friend who tells you to buy the boat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a producer's
Mhm.
job is to any inhibitions about like, should I say that? Should I do that? Should I not do that? I don't know. They're always being like, in this moment, do you want to do it? Yes, then you should do it. You know, like it's.
But is friend the wrong word then?
sure, yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Loose
But
acquaintance.
I'm a big, you know, we're all adults. We're all in charge. We have our own agency. We have to be accountable for our choices. And I've said this time and time again, you know, back to what we just talked about. Like I always find it super annoying when people who go on these types of shows, you know, when they look good, all we're seeing is their true selves. I was just glad that the show decided to show my real self. I really saw me on the show. When they look bad, it's the producers made them do it. They got a bad edit. The producers told them to do this. The person's told them to do that. Again, as someone who was the villain on my season, it's just like, did I think that I like my edit? No. Did I say do I have a big personality? Do I say things at times where someone might be like, what the? Yeah, in a highly competitive environment where I don't have false humility. Like, I don't have the ability to be like, I don't know, oh shucks, I don't deserve this rose, like that's just not who I am. And in that type of atmosphere, that will put a huge target on your back. And that's why they have group date roses. They're drama roses. They invented the first impression rose, not because to make someone feel good about themselves, because they wanted to piss everyone else off. And they wanted to see how various contestants would handle getting that kind of attention. Would they be incredibly humble? Would they dismiss it? Or would they, kind of puff out their chest and be like, you know what, I did deserve this? Whether they actually said it or acted like it, and that type of energy, that's how they create drama in those types of shows. So.
But do you have no out? Like, we talked about this with the great Kristen Doute, who I'm sure we'll talk about more in this episode, but she was like, there's no version, no matter these friends, these people that you wind up having a nice working relationship with, if something happens and you go to them and beg and say, please don't put that in the edit. Like, there's no version where that's acceptable. Like, once it's said, there are too many chains of commands who can decide to have your neck, whether they want to or not. And that's rough. That's it's a pretty vicious working environment.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I think Vanderpump and Bravo World's a little bit different than Bachelor World because those requests have been made, and at times those requests have been granted.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, yeah, there are so many decision makers. That's the thing. It's just like they film a TV show, when they're filming it, they don't really know what's going to be aired. They air 2% of what's shown, and then you have a whole post process, and the editors they're the ones who can decide what they're going to show, what they're not going to show. So easily they can lose context, they can leave stuff out, Sometimes they show both sides, sometimes they don't show both sides, and you don't really know how things are going to play out. At times people have gone in big fights. I mean, it's been well documented in my season that, Vanessa, who I ended up with on the show, and Rachel Lindsay, who ended up being the Bachelorette, they did not get along at all. During filming, they hated each other. You never saw a moment of that because Vanessa was the winner, Rachel was your future Bachelorette, and the show protected both of them. So instead of showing what would literally been a compelling storyline, they just edited that all out. Wow. Because they wanted to protect both those women, And so it's just how that all works. This episode is brought to you by Care Of. Well, now that I'm a married man, a husband, a father, taking care of my body is that much more important. And making sure I get the right vitamins in my body is essential to me feeling and being my best self. Think about me when it comes to vitamins. I've always tried to get on a vitamin routine, but it wasn't until Care Of that I was able to stick to that routine because of how customized and convenient they make taking and getting vitamins. Not to mention the vitamins that Care Ofs offer you are, you have the comfort of knowing that they're high quality. Not every vitamin out there is of equal quality. There's a lot of crap out there when it comes to vitamins. You'd think that wouldn't be the case, but it is. With Care Of, all you have to do is go online, take the quiz. It's that easy. Care Of is a health and wellness company that ships high-quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. Simple acts lead to the biggest differences in your health. Routines don't have to be complicated to be effective. This spring, Care Of is making it easier than ever to stick to a consistent routine so that you can actually see results. Care Of offers a curated set of products that are designed to work with research-backed ingredients in optimal doses. All you need to get started is to take a short, simple online quiz about your lifestyle and health goals, and Care Of will give you a doctor-backed recommendation. It's that easy.
Care Of's daily vitamin packs are made with plant-based, compostable film to help limit the impact on the environment without compromising on the quality and safety of their products.
For 50% off your first Care Of subscription order, go to takecareof.com and enter code VIALL50. That's VIALL50. Again, for 50% off your first Care Of subscription order, go to takecareof.com and enter code VIALL50. All right, all you business owners out there, are you selling on Shopify? Well, if you are not, then you can't possibly be running your business the most effectively. Shopify is the premier e-commerce platform. We use it here at the Viall Files. It is incredibly convenient, drag and drop functionality, easily customizable, and the best part is it can scale and grow with your business. If you are a business of one, well, looking to be a business of thousands, Shopify can be there from the beginning and grow until you are the largest company in the world. It integrates with so many wonderful apps that help enhance and grow your Shopify. They have the ability to create an excellent customer-facing website. Also, their mobile app is incredible. You can literally run your entire business from your phone. And the best part is when you make that sale, you hear that cha-ching, and you know you're making some great money. And I can't say enough great things about Shopify. It is truly the only app you'll ever need to run your business online. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify's magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce platforms in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries, including the Viall Files. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/VIALL. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/VIALL now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/VIALL.
Did y'all watch the roast? The Tom Brady roast?
Ben?
Do you know
Yes,
roast?
I did.
ROAST.
I watch clips.
Okay, I watch clips too.
it's not a trick question. I was just asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, Ben did so much homework this weekend. He's just like, what did I not do?
By the way, if I had the homework, I'd do the homework. I didn't have that homework.
That's admirable.
I didn't have that homework, but I did see.
That's
I saw some
admirable.
clips.
Yeah.
And honestly, we were upset that we weren't invited. So
Yeah. No, and so were
I
we.
wasn't upset.
It
no,
was,
we had me and Nick.
No,
The Josh is out of this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No,
upset.
Josh isn't. Josh isn't upset.
Ben and I want to be wanted, whether we
That's it.
actually want to go. I
I just
wanted
wanted the invite.
Yeah,
I could have declined.
I want to say no. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm too busy. I have a
Yeah.
kid, but like you didn't even think of me.
Yeah,
like-
not at all.
okay, I'm so sorry.
Get an entire
to trigger you.
Arena of guests and
20
like
A lot of
1,000
people.
a lot of people. Like that thing, that place holds 20,000.
Yeah.
It was full.
There were 19,999
They
other
didn't have
people. They
enough
were like
seats.
What'd you
It's
think
fine.
of it?
Nikki Glazer, friend of show, absolutely
Crushed.
crushed. I mean,
Mm.
she did so fucking good. It was insane.
the Toastmaster. Well, what's
The
what's
roast master.
The toast.
The
Toast Roastmaster.
Sorry,
That's
big fan of the
Claudia.
toaster.
Claudia's the
Big fan,
Toastmaster.
big
Well,
fan.
Kevin
of
Hart
toaster.
hosted it, and then
Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross, thank you. He kind of kept saying, "We need this," which I felt that a bit, and in these times, because there were some really raunchy, really perverse, can you say that type of jokes? And honestly, it was just kind of fun to just see a bunch of talented comedians and not comedians say some outrageous things and laugh and have it kind of be okay, because it does feel like we do live in a time where I just want to say some crazy shit and let's just laugh about it and let's not worry about anything else. It was
Comedy does seem to be protected, though, for the most part. Thank God.
Thank God.
More so than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can say anything you want if you're a comedian.
Let's just call ourselves comedians and then
Yeah.
We can say whatever we
we can
want.
say whatever the fuck. Sorry, I was just doing a bit.
You guys start.
Yeah.
See, fun comedy right there. He made you laugh.
I feel like Theo Vaughn is very much, he just says whatever. Have you ever met him?
I haven't met him, but I love him from
I've
afar.
met him too.
Every clip I've
Yeah.
ever seen,
I don't
he's
know.
so good.
He is very funny. That's my him and Steve Harvey are like my two.
Oh, I love Steve Harvey.
Do you?
Do you know that Steve Harvey gets a massage every single day?
Oh, I
Good
love
for
I
him.
love that
He
about
has his
him.
own in-house masseuse, and he gets one before like anything that he's filming. Massage.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. I
He
would
has
do
the
that.
greatest teeth in America.
Yes, I
You're
Are they
would.
real?
No,
Okay. Then they're
Not even
Impossible.
They're the
close.
best veneers.
Okay.
in
Impossible.
America.
There's
Yeah.
some bad veneers out there.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
Duh.
He's so smooth.
He's
Like so much smoother on Instagram than he is even in real life.
he's like my, obviously, with all due
Safe
respect.
space, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, safe space. My hall pass.
Me too.
Thank God.
Wow.
can
In. And Family Feud is just the best show on TV.
That's like,
Ba-dum-ba,
yeah.
ba-dum-ba.
have you ever been on?
No,
Rob
we
Mills.
should. Ooh, that
We
would
should.
be fun.
Fun.
Do you
fun.
have that kind of pull?
No.
Damn it. Do you?
Well, I know the guy who runs the show.
Well,
Yeah.
hello.
So yeah.
So yes.
Well, I've told this. I've got booked twice for Family Feud and got once I declined and once I got bumped. I got bumped for
Declined.
Kanye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, fair.
So
it
what
was
is
supposed
that?
to be a couple Bachelor guys versus the Kardashians, which the whole day I was like, why do they
That's
this?
funny.
It doesn't make any
That's funny.
sense. What the Kardashians versus a couple of Bachelor
Because they're
men?
sisters
And then at like
and they date?
10:30 at night, I got a text being like, so Kanye wants to do it. We're gonna bump you guys. That makes sense. Okay. All right,
We
we're-
need to do
Fair.
Toast versus Good Guys, and Nick's going to be on our team.
Yeah, love
Excuse
that.
me.
What about the
Oh, yeah.
Viall Files?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
sorry,
Viall Files team.
Yeah.
Everybody.
The household.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Who else should we invite? How many people do we get?
I was like, how many? No, how many? We can.
5?
There can be how many on one side?
That's what I'm asking.
Is it 5?
1, 2, 3, 4. Claudia and Paige, and it could be like a triple date situation.
Yeah, round robin.
But then we can't play them.
What about Jackie?
What if we did y'all 3 against us 3?
Love.
Love.
We just
Could you
want,
call? Could you call?
call Rob?
Quick.
Yeah.
quick.
Rob, if you're listening.
Right now.
Yeah.
The problem is we would lose so bad.
Yeah.
Claudia is definitely so good at like. I watched Jeopardy with her. Holy shit, she knows everything.
Really?
Oh my god.
She would be very good at those like witty
Yeah,
one word.
But
what
so
are
would
people saying?
Josh.
Yeah.
Josh knows like something about everything.
I feel like I would buzz it really fast and then brain freeze and
Yeah.
then say something completely
Yeah, me too.
where Steve Harvey would roast me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good. It's funny. My wife and I will watch Jeopardy at night in bed sometimes because things are hot. No, we'll watch Jeopardy in bed, and there's levels of Jeopardy, right? So we'll watch Celebrity Jeopardy, and Paige and I will look at each other and go, "We're fucking smart. We're real smart." And then they'll have like regular Jeopardy, and we go, "We're not so smart."
No.
And then they'll have like where they bring people back, or obviously like the champions rounds, and it's like it might as well be in another language.
Y'all watch all of those?
You never know. Whatever's on
We do too.
at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
Game Show Network is a big.
Is this the
Big channel in
is-
our house.
Is
Really?
this how you like the secret to
It's
happy
great.
marriage? Should we start watching Jeopardy?
You should turn on Game Show Network. It's fantastic.
Game Show Network.
Yeah,
It's,
GSN.
it's pretty interactive. That's what's
GSN.
fun.
Yeah, you can really communicate with one another.
It's great.
It's
It's a game.
Yeah.
a game.
You're laying in bed playing cards.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is great relationship advice.
Bridge,
really
gin, rummy.
Poker.
Oh my god.
Well, speaking of roast, was the JoJo Siwa SNL skit a roast or an appreciation for JoJo?
Both.
Okay.
Did y'all see this?
I did. Yeah.
I did it.
I didn't.
They roast. They
I feel like they roast anything that
it was
it's a
iconic. I mean,
roast.
I don't know who played. I don't know who the
Chloe
Feynman.
Chloe
Yeah.
Feynman. She came out dressed in full on JoJo
The makeup.
and like
Yeah.
like JoJo's new look.
Ah.
And it was I mean they were mocking her, new era, but like it's SNL, and it was a whole like 4 minutes about JoJo Siwa. I thought it was cool as a lot of SNL people are Bachelor fans, so I don't know if they still do it, but they would every time the Bachelor would come out, they would do like a Bachelor skit. And during my season, I was referred to as the bearded hunk. They would never name the Bachelor by names. They would always have some kind of generic name. But even that, I thought that felt iconic, just to like know that they were talking about me, even though they
Yeah.
didn't say my name. But for them to like be referencing JoJo Siwa and dressed up, and her being a big topic of the episode, it is iconic. It doesn't matter what they say. It is
It's huge.
It's a roast in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yay for JoJo.
Would either of y'all sign up to be a roast? Like roasted?
Never.
Yeah, I would.
I'd like to
would.
think I'm capable.
I would.
There was a part where Tom Brady got up and said, "Don't fucking ever say that again."
But let's dissect that for a minute, right? Because he went after it was Jeff Ross making
Fun of Robert Kraft.
Robert
I think he was
Kraft, the
protecting
owner of the
Robert
Patriots.
Kraft.
But he had someone who's deeply intelligent, right? You don't become the GOAT, especially in a position like quarterback, which really requires great analysis. And obviously he's
It's a
navigated
cerebral
press.
position, yeah.
Yeah, and he's navigated press pretty well. He's been ultra famous for 25 years? Almost 25 years?
Yeah.
He's got to know that they're going to run with that headline. So how measured do we think it was? How much? I just want to see if we're sort of examining it correctly.
Do you think it was a bit almost?
Maybe.
I almost took it as because they went after Tom. They pulled no punches. There was a lot of Giselle jokes.
Sure.
I feel like he was more like, go after me, Robert Kraft, who's hitting 90.
Right. But who was there?
Who was there? I feel like he was more like, don't go after Big Bob. That's how was my read. I think he was protecting his owner.
Do you think that him saying that everyone who hadn't gone up yet just kind of like deleted the Robert Kraft joke if they had
I feel
one?
like-
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah.
for
Could
sure.
be.
Had to have.
They would adjust.
That's kind of how I took it.
What was the joke?
Well, Robert Kraft not too long ago was arrested amongst some other.
I assumed it was for the hand jobs.
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah, yeah.
Great joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great
What's
joke.
wrong with
No,
that?
It honestly wasn't even that. I mean, as far as the other jokes, it was a softball.
By the way, that headline went away real quick. The hand job headline.
Mm.
Well, when you're a billionaire.
Yeah, it went away real quick.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was brought back. And now we're talking about it on the Viall
Yeah.
Files. So.
Oh, no.
no.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. Sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Like, that's my only question, right? Because in his reaction, it became 10 times. Like, no one's going to talk about sort of the Chris Rock, Will Smith of it all if he doesn't punch him, right? No one
That's true.
brings back that joke,
Mm.
you know?
True, yeah.
So, by the way, Chris Rock was on my flight back from Newark to LA last week. And it's so funny because there have been times in my life, obviously I'm 10% as famous as Chris Rock, but we're all talking. Someone goes, I know that voice. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll be like, yes, I know. I sound like a 12-year-old smoker. And then it was so funny because I wanted to say that to Chris Rock because as soon as I heard him talk, I'm like, Chris. I was like, you sound like yourself. That's what I wanted to say.
I'm sure he would have had a good line for that. You sound like yourself.
I'm just glad I didn't make eye contact and let him have his privacy.
But
But I watched him from afar.
Gypsy Rose was in LA this weekend. And
She
I
was.
went to go hit her up and be like, you should come back on the show.
Yeah.
And I went-
show off her new look.
And well, she deleted her Instagram. So I was like, oh, well, I can't DM her. Then I went to TikTok because she had a TikTok. Then I realized Gypsy had sent us a congratulatory message on TikTok
Oh.
a couple days
Huh.
before, wishing Natalie and I congrats on our wedding. And then we chatted back and forth. She was at the airport on her flight back to, I'm assuming, Louisiana. And then she said she would love to come back. So we'll see if Gypsy comes back
If
talking
Tik-
about her new love.
If TikTok's going to live on as a platform, they have to fix the DMs.
It's really bizarre.
It's
You never-
terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Now he's always
terrible.
like, did you check out those messages I sent you? And I'm like, no.
I don't even know how to look. Every single time I log on,
Very
it just
confusing.
says Josh Peck is active.
Oh.
That's what I get. You're
How
I am.
often- How often are you on TikTok?
I don't know. Can't get enough.
every single time I go on, Josh Peck is now active. I'm like, okay, what do I do with that information?
I know.
You don't message him and say, hi, I'm here.
I don't even know how to do it.
How did you two come to be?
We met like 6 years ago. And Claudia knew that I wanted to have a podcast, and I was always co-hosting The Toast. And this idea of us recording an episode just sort of came into our heads. We're like, similar humor, let's try. Zero expectations.
Sure.
And like the first episode was like so damn easy.
Yeah.
And we're just very lucky in that. But like our friendship has been growing basically live on the show over the last 2 years, which is I think why listeners like The Good Guys so much, because we're learning so much about each other. But honestly, we met, we started a podcast,
Found
and,
love and
and yeah, it's been amazing.
that's
but-
a
Oh.
very
right?
happy
There's
story.
2 old Jews and 30-something bodies.
Yeah, literally.
You'd think we were 2 alike, but somehow it works.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
how did you come up with the good guys name?
we're
'Cause
good.
you're just good guys.
We're not great.
Not great,
No, but
No.
we're good.
but we're better than okay.
We're better than most.
Yeah, we're good guys.
At life or podcasting, all of the above?
Everything.
You're generally,
Like
you're
we're-
generally good.
Yeah, like we're like self-aware enough
Yeah.
to know that we're good.
Yeah, the I guys didn't sound as good.
No.
Right,
No,
guys?
no, no. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue very easy.
Also 4 and 4, good guy. It's just good.
Okay, it's good.
All of it's good.
I love that.
You've been good
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
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 You're good at this.
Yeah.
We're
It's
good.
fun.
I
like
love it. Anything else before we get into Bravo?
Who do we think? Let's take a bet here, and we'll probably never be able to pay it off. Is the next big roast? Who's going to get roasted? Do we think?
I don't know because they mentioned how there hadn't been a roast in so long because I guess Jeff said, and I took him seriously, that like everyone's too afraid, in this
Sure.
in this day and age.
I feel like you have to be
Untouchable.
well, you have to be famous enough for people to care. You have to be able to take a joke. You have to be able
Yeah.
to pull a crowd. I mean, like, not just anyone can sell at the Forum, like Tom Brady could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but before this, they wouldn't do it at an arena. They used to.
Sure, on Comedy Central. In
Yeah,
like a
it
little
would be like a
studio.
room.
I think a Selena Gomez would be great.
Mm.
Do you think?
I don't know if she can take a joke.
I don't think she would do it.
You don't think so?
I don't know her at all,
Neither do I.
but doesn't strike me as someone who would be down for the type of jokes that they say at a roast.
I think Selena protects her heart,
Yeah.
like for her own peace.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
What about like
It's
Nicolas Cage? Or
Oh my
like,
God, that would be iconic.
I love
right.
him.
That'd be great.
Like he would be good. I'm trying to think of who else. I mean, like Stamos would be good, but it's kind of like,
Didn't they do a John Stamos roast?
did they?
I'm almost certain. He's been roasted.
Well, there was, or Saget.
They've done Saget for sure.
They've
but
done
it's-
Saget.
That would seem weird that they would do Saget, not Stamos.
I mean,
Allie? No?
I only see John Stamos at the Bob Saget roast.
Oh, well, that's long overdue.
yeah, that would be. But again, like that one's a little hard because there's a lot of low hanging fruit of, as far as just like you go after his looks, you go after like the full house of it all. Like,
Sure.
and I feel like you're right. It's overdue. He would be great.
It'd be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'd kill
Tom
it.
Brady had a lot of low-hanging fruit. I mean, just got divorced,
Sure.
and they went after his marriage big time.
I wonder if she watched, and if she did, what were her thoughts?
I can't imagine she watched. I
She
feel
did.
like
she watched.
you think so?
She looked at clips
Yeah.
for sure.
She's
Okay.
on TikTok for sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of her looking great and
Mm.
him not so much. I
Mhm.
don't know why she wouldn't be like, oh, that's funny. Like, like I don't.
That was a good one, Jeff
Yeah,
Ross.
yeah. Like, way to go, Nikki.
Was there anything off limits?
Oh my God, no.
No.
Can
No.
you say that in a roast? Be like, listen, you can do anything, but don't mention.
I don't
don't
think
know.
I don't think there's no. I don't think that's how it worked. I mean, and then everyone's kind of fair game because that's how it works. Everyone's kind of still roasting each other. Someone who roasts, someone goes up and on the mic and they roast people and then they leave the stage and the next person goes on and kind of roasts the person who is this there. For example, like Kevin Hart was the MC or the host of and so then Nikki Glaser, again, who killed it, one of her jokes was great. She was just like, Kevin Hart's 5'2" and weighs 150 pounds and 155 pounds after the Rock finishes.
Great. It was great.
It was so good.
Wow.
Yeah. Then
Kim-
she said a couple of jokes that I don't even feel comfortable enough repeating because I'm not a comedian.
Kim Kardashian did get up to give a toast, and she did get booed.
That was
Why?
tough.
Why
Yeah.
is that?
I don't know. I think just
Taylor
People
Swift.
are so jealous. That's
Mm.
really what it is. It has to be.
I think it's
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
you
but
think the
Oh,
room in there
interesting.
were
Yeah.
Swifties?
I think there were enough of Swifties following the most recent, drop of Taylor.
I feel like
And-
it was probably more middle-aged white men who think she has like no talent, and so when she got up there, they were just like
Jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the case, then fuck them.
She
because
was also rumored to have been hooking up with Tom Brady as well. So I'm like,
why would you boo that?
But if fans that don't like her but like him,
That's what some of her jokes were about.
Tom, why don't that's if you're a middle-aged man and you're offended by Tom Brady having sex with anyone, that's weird. It's weird.
parasocial relationships.
What
Yeah.
is y'all's favorite? The Valley, Vanderpump, or Summer House?
Vanderpump.
Vanderpump.
And it's like
Yeah.
Vanderpump, Valley Summer House. For me.
Vanderpump? Vanderpump is how I got started in Bravo. Period.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest shows.
Speaking of Vanderpump, it's being put on pause for next season.
Why? I didn't know that.
They haven't explained.
They haven't explained.
It's not canceled, but they're putting it on pause because they usually film in the summer. But this summer, they're just like, let's give it a break.
I'm guessing it has to do with either Ariana's very busy schedule. I think possibly maybe they're going to be aligning it with Lala's pregnancy. Maybe, perhaps. There's some pretty good, compelling stories that they could cover. I would assume they would want to wait to those stories.
To do
Happen.
the crossover,
Yeah.
maybe.
You
Y'all
guys
need a
okay?
minute?
Did we get
Sorry.
We inadvertently held
Sorry,
hands.
I just looked over and Josh was like this. And James Kennedy is becoming like Avicii.
Like
no,
a-
he's
Like
literally.
R.I.P.
like overnight.
You
Like,
old Jewish dad. He's
Avicii.
Tiesto.
you hear that new song Levels?
DJ Armin Van Buren.
No, but he's like, I look at Instagram. It's like him and Carl Cox at like
Him and Diplo.
EDC.
Yeah,
Stage
Like
coach.
they could follow him, and it's great.
yeah. Good
It's
for
a great storyline.
Good for James. So yeah, I think my guess is they're just trying to time it with better.
Valley.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
What was that's a theory you have.
It's not my theory. I won't take credit for that, but there is a theory that they're trying to film Vanderpump and Valley aligned with each other so they can continue doing the crossovers
Got
that
it.
they've been doing.
Or maybe they're delaying it to make sure that the restaurant is open.
Yeah, so that's the other theory
What?
that no,
Wait,
that's
Ben,
Ben has a theory on this.
Yeah, I just watched this episode, and they're talking about how this restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant again?
Something about her.
something about her.
Okay, it's a sandwich shop.
Mhm.
Okay, they're talking about they don't have the permits. You don't need a permit to open a sandwich shop.
Are you sure?
Sure you do.
Yeah, no, not a permit that takes months and months and months and months to get.
In LA,
Sorry,
I would
you need
bet,
a permit, but it's not a hard permit to get to sell food. It's not.
I would bet you though, LA, I feel like permits everything. If you wanted to redo a window in your house, it takes 6 months.
and their permit's not for the food, it's for like the deck and the patio outside. Like that's
Okay.
one of the permits that they're really like fighting for.
So launch without the patio.
Listen, I get what you're saying, Ben. I think permits is a legitimate excuse, but I am sure there are other variables like their busy schedule, and I think maybe things fell through the cracks. But I think the permits are like
They're
a
the
big part of
worst.
a big part of the excuse. But I'm sure, to your point, there are probably other variables that aren't being mentioned.
It's just very strange to me. I feel like every time I watch, they're talking about like a tasting menu, or we're doing this, or we're doing this, and it's a sandwich shop.
it's
and, like,
hard to open a business, though.
Yeah, but it's not that hard if you have the right people. Like, unless they're the ones opening the business, somebody should be working behind the scenes to actually open the business.
Well, as Brock Davies did his so wildly, weirdly research that the trademark isn't even under either of their names. It's under the
That-
Penny.
that
the-
doesn't mean
the girl
anything.
that.
You don't even need a trademark to open a sandwich shop. Like,
No.
it's such a.
You don't. A
Like-
trademark is you usually get
Ben's
after.
like, just buy the bread.
No, that's that's really what I mean.
Get some cold cuts.
It's so easy. I could open it tomorrow. Start with a cart.
But what,
Like,
what
That's
kind
what
of
I thought, a
to
food
your,
truck.
to your point though, I think
You're having
the-
that much trouble opening something that won't make you any money? The
think-
margins are shit. Like, I'm watching it and I'm like, what's wrong with all of you? Open it or don't.
I don't think the people on these shows are the most. Like, I don't think they're on these shows for their business acumen, you know? And I think there's a pressure of like, I should do something with my time on the show. I think a lot of people assume that the shows like Bravo or the production companies producing these shows are heavily involved in helping these people get their businesses off the ground. I don't think that's the case.
Absolutely
And I think
not.
I think these businesses that they tried to come up with and sometimes fail are solely a product of like how good these people are at business.
Yeah, sure.
And so, and this isn't a criticism to Katie or Ariana. I think they have other things going on where they had the idea. They're just like, hey, we should start a sandwich shop. We can promote it on the show. And I think just like life got in the way.
Did that happen? Did the idea happen before Ariana got really famous? Is that maybe what this is?
Yeah.
That now she's
Yes.
realizing, oh, my time building a singular
worth it.
sandwich
Yeah.
shop that I'm going to make no money
Right.
from is just not worth it.
Probably.
That would make a lot more
Yeah.
sense to me, right?
Yeah.
I think they came up. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think they came up with the idea. They still want to do it. It sounds like a nice idea, but they're making way too much money doing other things. It's not a top priority, but now they're kind of pot committed because they kind of told the audience about doing this and they kind of have to fucking do it.
Exactly.
And now, yeah, I think it's more that. But they did announce that they are going to be opening it this month, May 22nd.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
I
See
think
you
we
at
should
the
all
opening.
go.
Yeah.
I'm down.
absolutely going to go.
Is there anything? Is there any coffee? Are there fun side dishes? Are we doing pasta salad?
I
I
don't.
would love to know.
I would love to know.
Listen-
I need, as a picky eater, I need to build your own option. I also won't eat cut fruit.
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
So
No
how do you
fruit
eat a
salad.
watermelon?
Yeah.
I have to cut it.
Oh,
And also, how do I eat a watermelon? I cut it in half, take out a spoon,
You spoon it out.
and spoon it out.
But he will not get like cut mango or like
Like from a
Absolutely not.
Mexican fruit
Are you
cart or
afraid
something.
of cut fruit? Like if we put you on Dr. Phil, like you know that like episode with like the pickles, not the pickles. Nick's there, don't cut my fruit. Or is it like a
Basically, yes.
you're afraid?
Yeah. I find it to be repulsive, the idea that the freshness, once fruit is cut, you have seconds to eat it. Seconds. Once oxygen gets to the inside of a fruit, it's not the same type of fruit.
So
it's gross.
So what is the difference between that and a cow that was killed like 3
So
months
much
ago and you're
different.
eating a steak?
So much I'm cooking the steak for one. Yeah, I wouldn't eat it raw. And so there's a
Raw.
yeah,
What about sushi?
I like sushi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fruit. Bite into an apple.
No,
bite
you're
it-
right.
Bite
You're
into
right.
an apple, set it down, come back 15 minutes later, look at that apple.
Apples I have a huge problem with. These prepackaged motts
Ugh.
that we could be giving to Max, I'm out.
I gotta say,
Pre-sliced apples? No good.
my son did pull a Woody and Nuts when he got his Happy Meal from McDonald's sparingly. Leave me alone in the comments. He likes McDonald's sometimes. And they give an option. They go, would you like fries, double fries, or fries and apples?
Double fries.
Like you can get a little extra
Wait,
fries.
they'll serve double fries as an option for a kid's Happy Meal?
But they're already so, I will
The
say,
fries
small.
are this big.
Give them more. You know?
it's like,
Love it.
They're 3.
yeah. Would you like a little extra fries or would you like the apple slices? So my son, like, yeah, I like apple. I'm like, idiot. I'm like, we're at McDonald's. What are you, sick? And you know what? They were surprisingly, I was like, let me try one of these. And they weren't bad.
They're
That
crispy.
worries me because apples aren't meant to hold their freshness.
has
So
to
what
be
is
bad.
what is holding their
No, no,
freshness? There's
no.
there's some
Chemicals.
sort of
It has to be bad.
yeah
It
How
wasn't.
can you get an apple to stay fresh?
yeah exactly
was-
chemicals.
It was a
Chemicals.
nice stunt.
The chems.
Yeah.
Citric acid preservative.
It's
You-
fine.
You worry too much.
No, you're fine. It's fine.
Cut fruit out. I'm
Yeah.
out on cut fruit.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Interesting.
You don't have anything like that y'all are out on?
No,
Okay.
I love food.
I think
I
like
Sorry.
tin fish. I'm not really a big fan of that, like sardines and whatnot.
I also don't like sardines.
Oh, Yeah.
But I've
I
also
love
been
'em.
told that I ate them wrong. I tried a sardine plain.
Yeah.
That apparently is not the way
Not
you
the
do
way.
it. You either put it on toast or you like put it in things
On a
like
cracker.
an anchovy.
I've done it.
Is it
No.
okay? It's no good.
Oh, sardines are delish.
I tried caviar for the
Anchovies.
first time not too long ago.
Caviar's great.
Not bad.
Mm.
Yeah,
I love
It
it.
doesn't really taste like anything.
Caviar?
Yeah.
it really doesn't.
Oh, we gotta
Like
get
salt
you
water.
more caviar. Like better caviar.
Really?
Yeah. I'll
No,
show
no,
you.
no.
It doesn't just taste
I'll show
like,
you.
like a little salty water.
No,
when
it,
it's
no, it tastes
good,
like it tastes like butter.
It shouldn't taste like anything.
Does butter taste like anything?
Good butter.
It's like salty butter.
Do you eat a lot of butter?
Yeah.
Like on just
Plain?
My-
No.
okay.
No.
Because
No, but-
I do cook with butter. Yeah. I cook with
No.
butter.
My sister, though, she thinks that she's allergic to dairy now. Between the ages of 2 and 4, we would catch her next to the refrigerator eating a stick of butter,
My cousin did the same
plain
thing.
butter, and we think that she like ate so much butter that now
Her
she's
body said
allergic.
no more.
They're like,
Do
fuck
you-
this.
Do you guys leave your butter out?
No.
I
I want to, but
I-
no.
We should.
I would. Yeah. I like
Yeah.
soft butter. Yeah.
It's a move. It's
We
the
don't
only
have a
move.
butter dish. We need a butter dish.
We don't have a butter dish because I would never put it where it belongs. I don't put things where they belong.
Mm.
There's something missing in my brain that says it belongs here. Put
Mhm.
it back.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm out on most things that are popular. Like I don't like Chipotle really. I don't like there's a lot of like I think we need a break from whatever's been really on trend the last 10 years. Like I can't get excited over avocado toast anymore.
I hate avocado.
Me-
Yeah.
Oh, I like avocado. They're impossible though. You buy them, the second you're ready to use them, you got to throw them away.
Again, freshness.
Yeah, tough.
Matters.
Avocado toast, I'm with you though. No good.
I'm kind of over chips and guac. I think
Ooh.
yeah, there's
my.
just certain things. I don't want this to sound like an all-out assault on the avocado.
I was gonna say, do you like
Yeah.
avocados?
I do like avocado. It's just like popular things. I'm kind of over. Like,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what do I see on TikTok all the time? Like, we're gonna do a carbonara. I'm like, I don't need that right now.
Mhm.
I want something new.
No,
At
Yeah.
Josh Peck on TikTok.
fresh.
I want to freshen it up. Yeah.
Fresh.
Or even crispy rice. I might be out for a while. And who doesn't love a
Wow.
spicy tuna crispy rice?
We went and got sushi the other night at this new place that we actually saw from watching the
We
Valley.
actually get a lot of dinner wrecks from watching the Valley.
What'd we
Wow.
do?
Yeah.
Taisha?
So we went to
Kiwami?
Yes.
Which one?
Taisha.
Saw Rachel Lindsay there.
we did.
It's owned by the same people that own
Yeah.
Boulevard.
Yeah.
So we go, and I'm not the biggest sushi eater. Don't really love seafood.
She's from Alabama.
Yeah, we don't really have much seafood there. And I was like, you know what? I love crispy rice. So I'll get the spicy tuna crispy rice. And that thing came piled up on top. So I took pretty much all of the spicy tuna off.
You're like Claudia. She does the same thing. I eat the tuna, she eats the crispy rice.
And on my plate was just a plate full of spicy tuna. And the other one was like, are you done? I was like, I am.
Should we go to dinner Saturday night in New York?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get sushi.
Amazing.
Do you and Paige want to fly there?
Perfect. We'll see you there.
Great.
On our way.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
In.
Oh, not to segue, but we ran into Rachel, but I saw a headline over the weekend about her divorce between her and her estranged husband, Brian, who, like Ariana and Tom,
Sandoval?
still live together.
Oh.
In the Valley. What are your thoughts as two married men? Not to get into your financial situation.
We're crushing it.
No, please, let's get into it.
Yeah, but Brian, Rachel's ex-husband, is going for spousal support because apparently he can't maintain the quality of life that Rachel gave him during their marriage. If you don't have kids and you were married for a couple of years, and I say this for both genders, it's not a man or a woman thing, but like, what, really, spousal support? Can't you just like shake hands and call it a day?
Agreed. If all things are equal, which if that's what we're striving for, to your point, because like I get the same shivers, and especially when I hear a dude asking for it when it's only been a couple years. But to your point, yeah, I think it has to. I just think it has to be okay across the board. That
Sure,
couple years, shake the hand. Let's go.
We got kids involved. I mean, there's child supports, or but like, I don't know anything about Brian and Rachel's marriage or anything like that. But it's just like, what a tough look to be on the cover of like E! News, going after your ex-wife's money.
Yeah.
When he's a chiropractor. I mean, he's an educated man. I don't know how.
Are those the same thing? Can you be an educated man and a chiropractor?
He's a doctor.
I'm partial to a good chiropractor. I love a good crack.
For every good chiropractor, we spoke about this recently on the podcast. There's a chiropractor on TikTok that's literally paralyzing people.
Like that is they are
not saying that's him.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about chiropractors, and maybe not about Brian either. But I don't want my doctors to be good businessmen. I want them to be great doctors. And there's way too many chiropractors who are great businessmen.
Yes.
Great hustlers.
Boom.
Maybe not so much Brian, because again, he's going after Rachel's money. But again, it seems like, dude, I'm sorry it didn't work out or you haven't made the money you wanted to. But like, why is he entitled to Rachel's money?
It's very weird.
There's always like, if I was launching like if I was married to someone and I was launching a podcast or a business, and in those 3 to 5 years, like it was really the foundational part of it. And in name, they're not they're not on the business, but they were incredibly supportive. And there was like a lot of just, there was just a lot of support. In then I could see some level.
Sure. And like Brian moved to LA and he started his business here.
Yeah.
That was like a choice. And yeah, I get it. Like if someone stays home and watches the kids so someone could go to school and like sacrifice their entire life and gave up their own dreams, then sure, I get it. But that's not nowadays. That's not what's going on. It's
not with them.
I don't know. I know he moved here for her career.
I guess I'm not getting spousal support. Sounds like Nick's gonna.
No, you are. Welcome to California. It's great.
We're not getting
50-50
divorced,
as it should
baby.
be.
No, you're right. Well, no, we're never getting divorced.
Yeah.
You're right. Never.
Never.
Don't ever look at me like that again. We're never
I
getting
was
divorced.
looking at you.
We're never getting divorced, Ben.
You said it wasn't me.
You're the one who's worried.
No, I'm not worried.
First fight.
No, it's good. It's good. It's
No,
good.
it's great. Since I'm nursing, there's something I always constantly worry about, and it is, am I getting enough protein? I never know. But since I've started eating chomps, I truly feel like I am. They're not only absolutely delicious, but they are packed with nutrients. They have 0 sugar, up to 12 grams of protein, low carb, and their flavors are delicious. My favorite is the original beef and the sea salt beef sticks. They are so good. And they don't leave that like weird film on like your tongue like typical other beef sticks do. I just throw like 3 or 4 in my bag. I'm on the go all the time. They're perfect. They taste good. They're quick and easy. They're also made with natural ingredients that you can feel good about. They're filled with the highest quality, sustainably sourced meat without any fillers, so you can feel good about what you're snacking on.
We're obviously super busy. You know, I've never forgotten to eat so many times being a busy dad. And thank God I have Chomps in the car by my side. It is a great substitute, especially when you're busy on the go and you can't find the time for lunch. With 0 sugar, up to 12 grams of protein, and low carbs, chompable flavors, you can take bigger, bolder, and better bites every time. They come in 3 types of meat: grass-fed and finished beef, venison, and antibiotic-free turkey. Right now, Chomps is offering our listeners 20% off your first order and free shipping when you go to chomps.com/VIALL. Go to chomps.com/VIALL to see all the delicious flavors and get 20% off your first order and free shipping. That's CHOMPS.com/VIALL. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. Great skin is, I think, a big priority for everyone out there. I mean, I don't care who you are, but it's important to all of us to have good, clean skin. And it's so difficult to find a dermatologist that's available when you need, that's also affordable. But that's where Apostrophe comes in. Apostrophe is an online platform that provides access to an expert dermatology team and prescription treatments. Their company connects you with dermatology providers who will provide expert care for your skin.
Apostrophe's goal is to help you feel confident in your own skin, whether you're dealing with breakouts, signs of aging, or acne scarring. Apostrophe will help you love the skin that you're in. I know Allie has used Apostrophe for years now, and she raves about it. She loves it so much. I love their sunscreen. I put it on my hands every single morning. Apostrophe offers access to prescription treatments for all types of acne, from hormonal acne to facial acne, even back, chest, and butt acne. Treat breakouts from head to toe.
It's a super easy process. You just go to apostrophe.com, go online, do a quick consultation to talk about what your specific needs are. And Apostrophe connects you with the people you need to get the care that you deserve. We have a special offer for our audience. Get your first visit for only $5 at apostrophe.com/VIALL when you use our code VIALL. That's a savings of $15. This code is only available to our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/VIALL and click to get started, and then use our code VIALL at sign up. You'll get your first visit for only $5. Thank you, Apostrophe, for sponsoring this episode. Zoa! You've got to check out Zoa, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's energy drink. Zoa just launched a brand new campaign. It's all about the BDE. That's Big Dwayne Energy. They've got a really awesome new commercial that you can check out at Zoa's Instagram or YouTube channels. Zoa Energy is a better-for-you energy drink with great taste, electrolytes, B and C vitamins, and 0 sugar. It's made with caffeine from natural sources to provide balanced energy with no crash. When you drink Zoa energy drinks, it gives you the Big Dwayne energy, which gives you the swag, confidence, and energy to help you conquer your day. Here at the Viall Files, my team has loved Zoa to give them the extra boost to get through their days. With ingredients that enhance energy levels, Zoa Energy helps my team find the spark and motivation they need. They've got 8 incredible flavors like tropical punch, wild orange, white peach, and now frosted grape. My team loves frosted grape and cherry limeade. So get some Big Dwayne energy and order Zoa Energy today. Available online and at stores near you. Find out where you can find it at zoaenergy.com and find retailers like Amazon, 7-Eleven, Costco, Circle K, and more. Speaking of divorce.
Katie and Schwartz, this episode of Vanderpump, he kind of put it out there like, should we one more time? And I feel like they definitely did.
That was just a drunk, horny man. Like that was just like,
him...
hey, you know, we're at a bar. You're looking hot. Like, you want to just like go upstairs and fuck.
If you're forced to work and hang out with your ex-partner, you have to. It's impossible not to keep hooking up.
It's honestly really. I thought, like, from Katie's perspective, it should be flattering, like, to still be attracted to somebody that you, right? Like, once you're divorced, like, I feel like sometimes you lose all that. And, like, to know that there's still something just sexually, I feel like must be nice.
They seem to both want to. Whether they actually did, I feel like Katie was like, I probably shouldn't, but, like.
It seems like Schwartzy has a crush on his ex-wife, and I think that's kind of cute.
Yeah. But did I misunderstand? Because he leads with, do we want to have a one night stand? But he follows with, I want to order $200 in junk food, and I want to scroll
and not
with
talk
you
to each other.
And not talk to each other. That has nothing to do with sex. It was probably what they did the majority. I feel like that's what he was intimating. And then she replied, that's almost more intimate.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I didn't get a sex vibe.
Same.
And I was actually more mad at him because of it.
Did I black out during that part?
Yeah, probably. I was annoyed by that comment too.
Right.
It's a shame. They seem like a great couple. Every time I watch those two on this show interact,
They just have good chemistry,
it makes me sad. But which is, they were the fact that they have
You're
to
right.
work together.
You're right. It was actually a slimy comment.
Yep.
Not
Now that I'm
slimy,
replaying
but
in my head,
hurtful.
no, yeah, hurtful.
It's dismissive.
Yeah, it was like, let's go upstairs, not have sex, order room service, and not talk to each other like we normally do.
I don't think it was a rejection. I actually, to Katie's point, I think it was more. I think it was more hurtful of like, let's do the thing we loved because we were so close and
Yep.
intimate that we could be our free selves and not worry about putting on a show, just like mindlessly scroll and be in each other's presence. And that's
It's hurtful because Katie has continued to like keep the same story, which is like she didn't want to get divorced. She didn't fall out of love with the guy. Schwartz like forced her hand, and she finally was like, "You're not playing your role. You're not doing your part." And
Well, I mean,
she
Katie
was
said
forced to leave him, and she didn't want to. It's just that's a sad reality.
Mhm.
Katie herself said, like, this is more intimate than us just going upstairs and fucking. I wish you would have just asked that instead, which I agree.
She's
I'm
like, I just want to suck your dick.
Get- hit it and quit it.
Ugh, yuck.
I feel, first of all, Katie looks incredible. I was noticing at your wedding, just like she looks amazing. But we saw it with Joe too. Tom Schwartz, God bless him. I like him. He is the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
When
seems that way.
When someone is saying this to you, it's fine. I love you. Like Joe, I was like, Joe, I want to give you a hug. When you're just grabbing onto the person, be like, it's fine that we're just friends.
I know. And then he's like, and then 8 years we'll get married. And then she's like, yeah. In 8 years we'll get married. He's like, wait, what? No. She's like, you just said that. He's like, no, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Ugh,
It's just, it's
That
sad.
hurts.
It
Yeah.
does hurt.
Pain.
Sheena's still upset that she hasn't had her moment on Vanderpump on the after show. She can't help herself. I don't know what it is. I mean, she sounded so wonderful. She was like, I was like, where is this Sheena coming from? Where she was talking about how it's like, where she was really happy for Ariana having her moment. She's really happy for Ariana being the star. And she was saying all these nice things. And then I thought she was done. And then she goes, and I've never had that. I just don't know why she doesn't understand why she's never had that, because she just won't stop talking about like not being in the center of attention, and no one wants to make someone the center of attention who desperately points out that they're not the center of attention. It's not rocket science.
She also never stops crying.
Never.
I've never seen her not
NSC.
crying on the show. And it's either about her drama, somebody else's drama. She's always crying.
Mhm.
I
I
cry.
really-
It's okay to cry, but she cries a lot.
A lot.
I feel like it's also kind of a fair statement to say that it's like everybody else can't make it about you because you beat us to it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
She's like instantly like somebody breaks up, receives the information, starts crying, and it's like it's about her. Like you didn't even give us a chance.
Because Ariana is always quiet.
Yeah.
She never speaks up. She's in the shadows. She's been accused of being boring
Mhm.
television, and so when this all went down, that's why we were all like, yes, let's give you the attention.
Right.
And that's how it works, Sheena. It's just all you gotta do is nothing. Just
Yes.
for a little bit.
Addition through subtraction.
Yeah.
Um,
And then have Brock cheat on you.
Oh, what?
I'm just saying. Well, no, I'm just like, she wants her Sandoval.
Maybe not.
I do think Tom Sandoval and Sheena are meant to be. They have great chemistry.
At least from Sheena's perspective.
by the way, that last shot of them on the rooftop with him in the
Tears.
fedora
Mhm.
and her with like the old 20s style head garb, I don't think either of them have ever looked better.
I would agree. I did say that. I said Sheena looks beautiful right now.
And Tom is on some not Cleopatra. Who's the other one? Who Medusa shit.
Well, I didn't realize.
Tom looks amazing.
I saw Tom in that outfit before realizing I was half paying attention because, like, Tom has a very eccentric wardrobe.
Mhm.
So I just thought Tom was dressing for the day. And then I realized it was a theme.
Sure, it was a
outing.
costume.
It's really hard to tell with Tom.
It's fair. It's fair.
But they did look good.
Where were they flying to in that episode?
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Yeah.
Did you not think that the plane footage was a little strange?
We
Jet-
literally like, what airline is this?
Yeah.
First of all, I think it was
JetBlue.
Southwest.
It was
no, it's
JetBlue.
JetBlue.
It was JetBlue. Oh, because the orange. Yeah, the extra leg room, the JetBlue.
Shout
Ariana
out
middle seat.
JetBlue.
Ariana middle seat. Anybody notice that? Middle seat coach.
Yeah.
There's only coach on JetBlue flights unless they're transcontinental, in which they offer the mint service.
But again, that's why Ariana is the center of attention because despite her being the
At
star,
your
she's
service.
willing to sit in the middle seat.
Yeah, I guess one could interpret that. I was
Would
also
you-
thinking
Thought it
like
was a
her
stage
boyfriend
flight.
made her sit in
I was
the
about
middle.
to say, would you?
I've never sat in so many middle seats since dating Natalie. I will say that.
No,
It's the right thing to do. No,
1,000%. Well, the
Then-
right thing to do is pony up, sit in first class.
obviously, yes.
Which we'll be
Yup.
doing on Wednesday.
If not, no problem. I love a coach seat. If I'm by
Cozy?
myself, aisle. If I happen to be next to Claudia, which honestly at this point she'd rather drop dead than sit in coach, and then really drop dead than sit in middle. It will
Yeah.
Have you
never.
ever
It'll
flown
never
with your
happen.
wife while she's in first class and you're in coach?
Yes, for sure. If I booked a flight
I
really
respect
late,
you
if,
so much more now. That's hot.
if I book a flight really late, like if we book flights at the same time, we're sitting together. But she's a planner, I'm a last minute. So she could book a flight a month in advance.
and she's
then-
only booking her own.
She's not booking for you?
yours.
No. Not if I don't know if I can go
Oh,
yet.
that's
right.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, like
okay.
why would you can't?
Two very busy people.
Exactly. So okay, I figure out that I can go. If something's not available in first, for sure I'm sitting in coach. I'm not missing the flight. I don't care that much.
But you would never make her sit middle next to like a stranger.
no, ever. No.
What a gentleman.
No.
What about you, Josh?
I have.
He's like, yeah, no, fuck that bitch.
He's like, I'm the
Like,
famous
move the-
person in this relationship.
Move over, Paige. Daddy needs leg room.
Josh Peck is here.
That's what Nick keeps saying. He's like, I need the leg room. And I'm like, the window seat and the middle have the exact same leg room.
No. Oh, yes. They
Yes,
do.
the aisle, maybe you get a leg out in the aisle, but
Yes.
it's all the same.
The aisle
Well,
in coach.
I have never
that
not
button?
sat in the middle. So to
The
be
button.
clear,
the button under the rail.
You learn from
That leans you
TikTok.
back?
No.
You push it up. You can lift it up, and then your leg all of a sudden can go like this into the aisle. But then you're going to get bruised from the cart.
do you? Oh yeah, I get bruised from the cart all the time.
Yeah.
Do you? I know this is a hot debate.
Yeah.
On the internet, you recline or not recline?
No, no. If I'm in first, I'll recline
You don't recline.
on a long flight.
An
No,
economy?
it's so fucked up. Because somebody reclines on me,
So what?
I want to strangle them.
No, you
Yeah, but
all
you-
recline.
We all
Everyone
recline.
How are you supposed to
reclines.
work?
You have
How
to
are we supposed to
recline.
work? I can't have
have
my
to.
laptop out. All of a sudden, you crunch my computer.
It's there for a reason. Why are we not utilizing all the features of the plane?
It's
100%.
2 inches.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying. The
no,
recline
no.
is not that much.
No, terrible. I'm out.
Oh, I'm reclining during takeoff.
As am I.
I recline. As soon as I see the flight attendant sit down, I'm like, oh, they can't yell at me now.
Also, you
All
feel
the
like
way.
you're like so much further back because the plane's going. So you're like, this is so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we had lay
You're like, I'm in
flat.
first class.
Oh, of course, lay flat. I'm
No,
reclining.
I'm saying coach, obviously. We had lay flat on the flight from New York back to LA. And so as soon as I saw the flight attendant sit down for takeoff, I'm probably going to
You
get
were
in trouble
asleep.
for this. No, I went full bed. I was like, I want to feel what it's like to lay down during takeoff. It's kind of the same.
Imagine you see me, you walk onto a flight, I'm in a lay flat bed, just stiff as a brick, like
Trying to sleep.
The whole flight.
no, like the reclining in coach is for animals. I'm sorry.
That's
I do.
crazy.
Ugh,
That's crazy.
no.
No.
Well, it's clearly all based off of like I just think it's funny that everyone has a strong opinion and they always equate that opinion to like human decency. And all it comes down to is a personal preference. Like you don't want that seat on your knees.
No.
My preference is, despite being as tall as you, is I need that back support. Those 2 inches, that's the difference between getting a bad nap and no nap at all.
So that's interesting. I don't sleep on planes.
Same.
I don't either, but when I close my eyes at 90 degrees, it's just not the same. You know, it's like I feel like
It's terrible.
I have acid reflex, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm leaning forward.
Reflex.
You know,
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
Do you reflex? Do you have
What did I
your
say?
reflex? Reflux.
it's acid reflux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
we're fine.
It's okay. Window up or window down?
Okay. It
Oh my
depends on the
God.
time of day. It depends on the time of day. If it's in the morning and you open your window,
Fuck you.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And they actually did this to us. Flight from Austin to LA. Claudia and I are sitting next to each other first.
Obviously.
Woman to the right, the only one with her window open, glaring right in my eyes. That flight I'm sleeping on because it's 6 o'clock in the morning and I can push back my seat because I'm in first.
That should be illegal.
No
They should be
issues.
locked anytime before 8 a.m.
Yes, 1,000%.
It
But
should
otherwise,
just
I
be
like
locked.
opening it.
But what about the window in between? If there's a window on your aisle, there's a window in between, and then there's a window, or there's the person behind you
It should be the window.
who gets to close the window.
It should the person. It's that's in front of. If the window's kind of behind you,
It's
It's not your
yours.
window.
Okay.
If a flight takes off before 9 o'clock in the morning,
Locked.
those
All
need to be
windows do down.
locked.
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 Yeah. Illegal.
Yeah.
Kicked off the same as smoking on the plane.
Which we need to bring back. I'm
Totally.
in. You want to recline on me and coach, but
You
I'm
wanna-
busting
you're-
a Marlboro Red?
If I could rip a dart
Can I
in an
smoke weed?
exit,
Yeah,
exit
whatever.
row,
Okay.
Whatever. I'm in.
Yeah.
totally.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Did you want to touch on Brock talking to Ariana about forgiveness?
Sure.
And how Brock said forgiveness isn't accepting what he's done. Forgiveness is giving yourself this ability to focus on the good things going on around you.
I mean, there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
And then Ariana brought up male and female rage.
I must have been, again, blacked out. I feel like.
She said, but in order to move on happily and focus on the good, you 100% don't have to forgive anyone that's traumatized you. There's power to me in hurt and anger and in female emotion. It's me. I'm a gray rock.
The only thing I wanted to point out is just like Ariana has a lot of opinions about like men's behaviors, you know, on this show in general. But it's like she's been hanging out with these group of guys for like 10 years. The Tom Sandovals and the Schwartzes and the Jax Taylors. And it's just like not all guys are like this, but these are the circle of people like she's been involving herself with. You know, and so
Right.
she has all these strong opinions of how men act. And I just like, and I mentioned this on the show not too long ago, where it's just like, I have a handful of friends where it's like, it's my women friends where they date these shitty men for a long period of time. And then, you know, and they put up with certain types of behavior. And then when they see other men act a certain way, they'll get so like upset about it, but choose to accept that type of behavior in their lives. And I'm glad Ariana is no longer accepting this type of behavior, but I think she surrounded herself with this behavior for so long and like kind of is generalizing about men in general. And I think sometimes you kind of have to look around by who you're surrounding yourself with, you know, and it's not all these people are the Jax Taylors and Tom Sandovals of the world, you know, it's like,
And it ain't ending anytime soon.
yeah, I mean, you know, if you're going to surround yourself with all these kind of shitty guys, then you're going to have a bad perception of what men can be.
What's her new boyfriend's name?
Dan.
I want to know his workout regimen.
He's a personal trainer.
Genetics.
Isn't
Yeah,
he?
I think
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's taking creatine.
Probably.
I love like
Probably.
we're talking about it like it's fentanyl.
I
Like,
mean,
he's on the creatine.
No, he is.
No, he looks incredible.
For the ladies in the room, is his hair charming? The Fabio thing is an ick. Do we like the hair?
I've never been a fan of a man bun, and I feel like this is a man.
That's good to know because I
ponytail.
could never grow one, and I was always envious of the ones who could.
Me too.
Yeah,
Really?
so
Yeah.
good to
Don't
know
be.
that.
No, I'm not
Don't
growing
be.
it.
No. Don't be envious.
No.
No, don't be. It's
Okay.
okay. I think. Yeah. It's an extreme
Hot take.
bun.
I think Ariana's into mimbos.
Mimbos?
Mimbos?
100%.
Do
Wait,
we-
what's a mimbo?
Is this a universal phrase?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I didn't know.
Because there's
Uh,
himbos.
What's a himbo?
Same thing.
Okay.
What's a himbo?
It's like a dumb guy, right?
You know,
Well,
A dumb guy with character, the charismatic. right?
I don't know about the
Okay.
charisma part, but sure. I think a lot of them can be charismatic.
Okay.
I thought
Charismatic.
Charismatic.
Himbo
Just
intimates
making it
like
worse.
metro more. You know, there's like Tom Sandoval who's pretty. What's the word? Amorphous.
Effeminate?
Simple.
Effeminate.
Eccentric?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like and then also, you know, when you have a boyfriend with beautiful flowing locks,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
such as Dan, I see some connection.
I don't think she's into sophisticated men.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is that a
No,
an
I get it.
offensive take?
No,
Listen,
I-
this is comedy. You know what I'm saying? Say anything you want.
Very good.
It's comedy.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, but her track record is more of the kind of
Androgynous,
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
personal trainer, musician, you know, someone who's in his 30s looking for
She doesn't want a
life.
guy from Mad Men.
No.
I think that's what we've made clear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't want a guy from Home Improvement. You
But
know?
I just think it
she
also
doesn't
makes-
want-
that
she
comes
doesn't
with
want
risks.
Alan Taylor.
that,
sure.
that
That's
comes
right.
with a certain type of guy.
That's
you
What's
right.
know?
his name?
No.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Who's Alan
Tim-
Taylor?
no
That's
clue.
a realtor.
Man.
It is a realtor, Alan Taylor. Very good. If you're looking for a house in the valley,
Shout
you know,
out
Alan's
Alan.
your guy.
No, let's talk about Tim Allen though.
Different, very different.
Very different. Yeah.
He looks like a healthy like relationship though, like her new boyfriend, because they're still together till this day.
We don't
Yeah.
know about it.
Except
Yeah.
for the middle
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
right?
I guess.
What did you think about him staying back and like not trying to like interject himself into like the dinner? He was like, "You go, and
I thought it
I'll
was
meet up
weird.
when it's appropriate."
I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'd do that.
Doesn't really need
That's
to be
what
a
I
part of the
thought would be
show.
Nice, normal.
I
and,
thought
like,
it was just
That's
weird
what I
that he didn't want to like go and like be with his girlfriend as she is like forced to be around her ex that she cannot stand to be around. She didn't
Oh.
want to like, give her like a safe.
The one she lives with.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, sure. How does that? I wonder if every time he comes to town, like, do they get a hotel? Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable staying in your house with your.
No,
doesn't
they
make
get a
any
hotel.
sense. None of it makes any
None of it.
sense.
The whole thing.
They're not like one. Like if it's really money, like these people can get like these people can't get free apartments or something. Like barter some deal with some like if it's money.
No, the
It can't
financial
possibly be money though.
the financial problems of the Vanderpump cast fascinates me. It's the most fascinating topic.
Why? Say more.
They've been on TV for
Aren't they each
a
making
decade.
at least like $100
they've
grand an
only-
episode?
I think it's much more than that.
So let's just say that it was 100,
Let's just say, yeah.
right? You can't afford $6,000 a month to go move into a decent
I don't know.
rental.
I don't know,
An Airbnb, perhaps.
but they all talk as if they are struggling to make ends meet. Now everyone's been people are Venmoing each other money. Sheena was like, I had no money during the pandemic. It's like I don't
Tom
know.
had to perform,
Tom
or
had-
else he couldn't
Yeah.
pay his mortgage.
Ariana mentioned that she was broke before this all happened. I mean, there's been a lot of conversations about the Vanderpump cast.
Tom Schwartz lives like he's broke. I don't know if he
Yeah.
actually is.
Maybe he's the only one with money because he's maybe
Frugal.
Frugal, yeah. Him and Katie did the fiscally responsible thing and just said, "Hey, we're getting divorced. I guess we have to sell our house." You know?
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Are
That
him
would.
and
It did.
Sandoval living together?
Yeah, are
Because
they?
it's not
Or is that a
clear.
bit?
I mean, it was just like something that Sandoval proposed to Schwartz, but then Schwartz was kind of like, "That's crazy."
No, but then Schwartz went and told Ariana, like, listen, I might do it. And she was like, okay, sure, I don't care.
I believe Sandoval's in the house by himself because we know Ariana just bought a new house. So I'm like, Sandoval is still there, and the house has not been put up for sale.
Is Schwartz paying him rent in this situation?
He would
He
be
wanted
paying
to,
him
yeah.
$6,000, I believe, in rent.
Oh,
is
really?
What the proposition was, yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's shitty.
Yeah.
He owns the house. What's he making money off his friends?
No, there's-
That's disgusting.
you think Tom Sandoval put down more than 20%? I bet they've got a hefty mortgage.
Oh, yeah.
Hefty.
Yeah, but like the
They took out a loan.
the
They took out a loan for their down payment.
proposition of like live with me was nice until I realized it's just
I'm charge you until I want to be your landlord.
yeah, he wants to be his landlord. Why doesn't he put everybody in the house? Right?
Now that's a
Sheena?
show.
VPR
Yeah.
is now Summer
And
House.
then it's Summer
in-
House.
Sheena would move in.
In
Yeah,
the valley.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this might be an unpopular take, so I'm interested to hear. But I think the show, and I'm not, I think they are all stars. I've watched the show. I would watch them in all different iterations. I think Sheena should have her own realty show. I think, Ariana should have her own dating show. Like, I think they should all go on to have a beautiful reality TV career. I think Vanderpump Rules in this iteration is The Walking Dead. I just think we need to, like, when someone's terminally ill, a doctor will make a decision and they'll go, let's put them on steroids, right? Because they know that it's going to give them quality of life for like 2 more months. And then it's going to just be over. But they'll be like, it'll be great. They'll have fun. They'll dance. They can go on trips. And then after that, I think this Ariana Tom thing was steroids for VPR. I think it was like, we get one more great season, but maybe we kind of now need to.
Are you not enjoying this season?
I just think it's done. And I think it's because I've been a fan from the beginning. And it's just, the dynamic doesn't quite seem there. Am I going to get in trouble for this?
No, I don't care. It's fine.
Okay.
We don't-
I'm
you
sorry, and I
make the
take it
show.
all back. Comedy.
It's comedy.
By the way, I want them all to
think-
have their own shows. I
Yes,
love them all.
yes.
It just doesn't quite feel like it once did.
Sure. I mean, the whole Lisa Vanderpump of it all doesn't make sense anymore.
For sure.
What was great, I think the magic was they were all really attractive, working in this Beverly Hills adjacent, high end,
Yeah.
they were living in this rich world, and then they were going back to these shitty apartments. And you could relate. Like you felt like, oh, I know how cool to live in both worlds. And then, but it doesn't, there's no version of that. They're not going back to those apartments anymore.
No, but it's still fun. They're still willing to be messy, and therefore I enjoy watching it.
How messy though?
What are you talking about?
I don't
Who's
know.
messy?
This episode wasn't very messy.
They're
No,
generally
no one's
messy
really
people.
messy.
I mean, sure.
Are we?
Not like they used to be.
No, they're not. They're not that messy anymore.
How do you like watching Kristen on the Valley? I know you're friends with her, and
So I'm very torn because I
She
feel very
is-
defensive.
yeah,
Because at the person,
Is-
I quite like. She's very sweet.
I love Kristen. I've
And
known her for 15 plus
She
years.
seems like she has a really good heart, and she doesn't wish ill on anyone.
and would be there for you if you are her friend. Like literally, like might not be the person you talk to every day, but the person you could call if you were in trouble.
Mhm.
And she'd be there like in a second and unabashedly, like wouldn't care about any kind of flack that she would get in response to helping you. She'd be like, "You're my friend. I'm here."
she's a ride or die.
She's a friend of the podcast. That
Friend,
said, she
God
needs
bless.
to get a stainless steel fridge.
She's renting.
I was watching this episode and looking at a black fridge. Did you see the black fridge? This black fridge.
Black fridge.
You had
not
to see
the
it.
Black
No.
fridge.
It was the most hideous fridge. I couldn't watch the scene. I was hyper
I had to
fixated
fast forward.
on why didn't you buy a new fridge?
Because you don't buy a fridge in a rental, you inherit
Yeah,
the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
that's up to the people.
You wanna
you're renting.
upgrade the-
why are you renting in a place with a black fridge?
Why are places still giving tenants black fridges?
This is what I'm saying.
Y'all are rich. Y'all have changed.
You can get
Damn.
a cheap stainless
What,
steel
y'all
fridge.
never had a white Frigidaire? I didn't have a ice machine to the apartment that I had before we bought a house that I lived with Paige because she wouldn't move into my apartment that I'd had since I was 14 in the valley.
Call me shallow. If I'm going to be on reality TV and they're filming in my house, I'm getting rid of the black fridge. It's $900 at Home Depot.
$900 at Home Depot.
Despite Kristen and her black fridge and her loyalness as a friend, her inability to relate an accurate story, is that something you've discussed with her at all?
She also admitted it.
Kinda.
Well, her and Luke had a.
The story
Okay.
didn't seem that different. Like, I was thinking about it. Like, what the story was that he was going to
It was
leave
very
his
different.
He was going to leave his wife, right?
He said, Jesse, that I think if I'm still married in a couple months, I'll be shocked or something to that effect. And it's been very clear that he's fighting to keep the marriage, and she clearly has another boyfriend. That's
That he'd then file. I understand.
And then
I
Kristen
understand.
was like, "Your husband said he's going to divorce you in 2
Understood.
months." That's a very different.
Yes.
version.
Yes, very different.
Um,
Yeah, it's different.
different. Yeah, and like she was
With
so
that context,
yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was thinking it's the same thing. You're gonna leave.
Either way, you're divorced.
You're gonna get divorced. It's the same thing. But if he's not the one pushing for the leaving,
no.
But why was Michelle so offended? Like, she's like, he's gonna divorce me. No, I'm divorcing him. It was like her ego was shot. Like, you're gonna divorce
Sure,
me.
but
why?
it's really annoying for someone in that situation to scream, "I know the truth," and then put out a very wrong rumor
To be wrong.
about your own life and relationship. That would piss me off. Like, tell me more about me. You know, it's like, that would annoy me. She's excellent television. It's like it's like when she's on camera, there's a version of Kristen that just comes out of her.
I don't know that, Kristen. Like,
When you watch these shows, is it like seeing a different person?
no, but like certain aspects when you talk about that, it's like undeniable. But no, then I see my friend Kristen just like with her fun quirks and her and obviously her boyfriend Luke is, I don't think he could change if he wanted to in a good way. Like,
Have you met him?
Yeah,
And
a bunch.
Right.
Great
Right.
guy.
it was interesting for him to point out the yeah, but that was very it's very Sandoval-esque.
I just love that when sitting down with Jax and Jax is going in on
Mhm.
Kristen and Jax, who's an agent of chaos, that Luke
Truly.
straight up looked at him and was like, "You are a self-admitted pathological liar."
Yeah, like, I love
What-
that he did his research.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know how any of these people put up with Jax Taylor, because he's always
Ben does.
Are you a friend of Jax Taylor?
we're friends.
Really?
We went to their wedding.
You did?
They invited us to their wedding.
Oh, sure.
Oh, there you go.
Again,
We went.
I would have invited you.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah.
But like we're not close.
Okay.
We're not close. I was watching that whole scene and just thinking, are they good bowlers? Like, who do you
What-
think's
who
the best
won?
bowler of the group? Who won? There was
Luke.
no I didn't see any
We didn't
action.
see a scoreboard.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Luke was getting strikes.
I feel like Jax is a great bowler and brings his own ball. You feel that?
I don't know.
Jax
The
was
poses
jeez.
beforehand were a little alarming.
Yeah.
No, I think Jax is a shitty bowler and cheats. I think he cheats. I think he bumper bowls and And
Keep bumper bowls.
and he's told people he's bowled a 300 before.
What was the other guy's name? I always forget his name.
Danny?
It was Danny, Luke, and Jax.
Jesse?
Jason. Jason's Janet's.
Oh, Jason. Janet's husband, yeah.
Jason was there.
Jason.
I like him.
I
Seems
do
like a
too.
really nice guy. Have you met him?
No.
Okay, just curious.
He seems very just. Isn't he a lawyer?
He
Yes.
seems very
Yeah.
normal.
Yes, very.
It's kind of like, why the hell are you on this show?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
I like how he's like surprised that his wife like gossips.
That was so funny.
He's like,
Did you
you
not know?
quit your job to now have a now full-time job of gossiping. What
Like,
is
yeah,
this?
that's reality TV.
Like, this
Yeah,
is
that
my
was-
life.
Women in the
Yeah.
valley.
Yeah.
What else are you supposed to do?
And what's the name of the woman dealing with postpartum who just had
Nia.
twins?
Nia.
I really salute her for being so public about her journey with that and going through depression, and because it's so hard, and to
Yeah.
do it in such a public way, like I give her a lot of credit.
I also give her so much credit for when they sit down at Tush, the restaurant that
Tush
Nick
Up?
and I went to, and Michelle and Jesse are like, "We are here to shit talk Kristen," and he's like, "You know what? I'm dealing with enough already.
Yep.
I can't deal with this too." And she's just like, "I don't care about your issues with Kristen."
I love a good like I'm not here to gossip.
Yeah.
And when people want to gossip,
Yeah.
to stand up for your, you know what? I'm not interested.
No.
Love that when people say stuff like
Who
that.
doesn't want to gossip though?
What do we call what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Just making a show.
Yeah, profiting off gossip.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm going to shift to Summer House because I feel like there's a big stance, I guess some people could take, whether it's Team Carl or Team Lindsay, with this whole him talking to his parents and his stepdad saying, if he's a, I guess, pastor, saying, I would not marry the two of you if you were my couple. And Carl not giving all the information up until later, a couple days later. How do we feel about not only his dad saying that, but also him like not telling Lindsay in real time?
I'm Team Carl, like,
Period.
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 I hear Lindsay and I'm like, "Shh, stop it. Like, and like every scene that I would watch, and like her at her bridal shower talking to her mom, her mother-in-law's in frame, but she's not talking to her mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And she like,
And, like-
touches her shoulder and she
and,
like
like-
looks at her all
And like for
weird.
her to like create drama with her on the show just felt so gross
I
and
agree.
weird. Like you're going to bring up something that was a private conversation to an older woman that's going to be your mother-in-law. It felt very
Was it private, though?
calculated.
Yeah. The thing that I liked about this episode too is that they again broke the fourth wall and they were talking about how the circumstances would be different if we weren't filming a show, that Lindsay wouldn't have seen that private conversation between the parents, and that's what's forcing his hand
Sure.
to talk about it. So I'm like, at the end of the day, a private conversation you have with your parents giving you advice, of course they're looking out for your best interest, and it's not about Lindsay in that moment.
Yeah.
But because he knows that they're going to see it and he's still willing to go through with the marriage, or like he's not considering not going through with the marriage, he's like, I have to tell my partner. So to me, I'm like, that makes the most sense. That I'm like, for Carl to feel like he needs to tell her. But in actuality, it's the fact of the matter is that should have been a private conversation between Carl and his parents that Lindsay didn't have to be privy to.
She was also gaslighting him, like in that last scene. He's like telling her about something that's clearly a big deal to her,
Mhm.
and she'll look back at him and say, "That's not a big deal. Like, why is it a big deal?" And she's acting like it's a big deal. She gaslit me.
She's very gaslighty.
Like I'm watching her. I'm like, oh my, I'm feeling attacked as a viewer.
It's a bad feeling. Like there's two times, you're right, that I noticed.
Yeah.
The first time was, well, how do you think it's going to make me feel now knowing your parents have been saying and or know what's going on? It's like wrong approach.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then at the end, when he was clearly emotional, and I've been in those places, like just throughout my life, sometimes where you like feel like you just need to get it out and talk, and you're welling up and you can't kind of hold back and put on airs. And she sees that and goes like, well, how am I supposed to enjoy dinner now? I'm like, babe, the chicken parm is not going to be great tonight.
No.
Like
Yeah.
we're going to have
Well,
to
that's the thing about
chat.
Lindsay. She is unwilling to even consider the possibility that Carl and her could not be less compatible.
Mm.
And she's just trying to muscle through this relationship. And then kind of at the same time, like getting mad at Carl and his family for even the possibility of being like, hey, we kind of fight a lot, you know, I don't know if we get along. And she's just like, fuck you, we're getting married,
Yep.
type of thing. And throughout this like season, I've been on Team Carl often. I see some of Lindsay's frustrations with Carl. He comes across as a bit of a dreamer, like not much of a doer, And, when you're dating someone, that can get frustrating at times, especially someone like Lindsay, who seems to be maybe rough around the edges, but she is business savvy. She is motivated.
Yeah, strong, powerful.
Strong-willed, has a lot of ambitions and dreams and willing to work on those ambitions and dreams. And it just seems like there's a disconnect, but she just doesn't ever want to acknowledge and kind of gets gaslighty and mad at anyone who brings it up, as if Carl's not allowed to talk to his own parents about the health of his relationship. And it's just kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
Where,
Right.
but and maybe it's just that Lindsay's operating out of fear. It's deep, instead of admitting it to herself, she's just getting mad at anyone who brings it up.
It's tough. I know. I know that in a relationship, obviously it sounds redundant, but communication is so absurdly key. And my wonderful wife, who's had to say maybe you communicate just a little less. I'm like, no, let's talk it out. But sometimes what seems so clear in my head of where I'm coming from, Paige will say it back to me. I'm like, oh no. She's like, well, that's how you've conveyed it. So why don't you either say it differently or try, you know what I mean? But it's hard. Communication's hard.
I will say I'm Team Carl, but I can see how Lindsay kind of was set up in this situation because Carl introduced the topic saying that it wasn't that bad. His mom said a couple things. Then he kind of hyped up the situation in his own head to the point that he not blew up. He got to an emotional state at the last scene. So then he came to the dinner being we need to talk. But with emotions with it. So I can see she was kind of confused. Are you upset? Are you not upset? Maybe that's a hot take on my end.
It's not a hot take though, because I am replaying it in my head. When she confronted the mother-in-law, she then thought the beef was squashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was over. And then Carl re-brought it up, made it really big again
over dinner
when it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it so just I had anxiety, listening
That's
to
the
him
thing,
be
yeah.
it's fine. No, we just need to talk.
He
But-
took out his personal hamster wheel of emotion on her
Mhm.
when it was done.
Do you think Carl's afraid of Lindsay?
Josh?
I don't know.
No.
I think he doesn't feel comfortable saying his true thoughts.
I think
with
he's
Lindsay, is what it
intimidated
is.
by confrontation in general.
So afraid.
So but even then, when
What's a nicer way of saying it, I guess.
I just think he's just bad with confrontation in general because there was a previous season where Kyle was drunk and was talking poorly about Lindsay, and Carl just sat there the whole time, and this is while he's been sober. So it's he doesn't like to butt heads with anybody else. So
Fair enough, but why is he dating the most confrontational person on television?
Maybe he thought she'd protect him. I don't know.
Do you want to talk about Wes real fast and how he thinks that if you're not
Oh, yeah.
having sex, you can't be
That was
exclusive?
bizarre. Did you find that to be bizarre? It was a comment they made on the after show, so maybe you didn't see it. But they were talking about Wes and Sierra's relationship and how they haven't had sex yet. And Wes is basically saying how it's just a big sacrifice for him to be exclusive with Sierra because they haven't partaken in sexual intercourse yet. And I found it to be a bit bizarre. I mean, I know it's 2024 and hookup culture is rampant, but is that what it is now? The idea that you can't possibly commit to someone unless you're getting laid?
I would think it's the opposite. If you're really in that serious a relationship where you're taking it slow and getting to know the person, that's more exclusive than just fucking around.
Yeah.
And it actually, when I heard him say that, I was like, that is very, very weird. So you're having such an intimate, deep relationship with somebody, so deep that you don't need to have sex yet, that you're then going to text other girls on the side. I thought that was strange.
I think very strange. How old is Wes? It's a very youthful approach to love and dating.
Don't know. Also don't care.
Not into Wes.
He is 28.
28, that's what it was
28.
giving.
Is
Yeah.
it reasonable
Not that young.
to
Not that young. Yeah.
because not in theory, in most cases, intimacy, the physical part of it is a big part of a relationship or just a chief component, one of the legs of the table, right?
Sure.
We get it.
So-
You fuck.
What can I say? At least 2 times
They
for sure.
communicate and they fuck.
At least 2 times for sure.
But so it's can you call yourself serious, or would you even be comfortable asking that person to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, having not had sex yet?
Yes.
You would.
Are you saying, would I feel comfortable saying to someone, will you be my girlfriend if we hadn't had sex?
Yeah.
Of course. When did asking someone to be your girlfriend turn into asking them to get married? You can always break up, but all of saying, will you be my girlfriend is the smallest amount of commitment to can we get to know each other and not
Oh, I
fuck around with other
disagree.
people.
I think that the whole getting to know each other is part of like the courtship. I think it's just maybe the title, it means different things to you and I. Like for you, it's like more of an entry level thing. And for me, it's like a mountaintop, like we've gotten here and now we're confirming what we're both feeling.
Yeah, but I think nowadays with hookup culture being what it is, everyone's just sleeping around. And the biggest reason why they don't want to like call each other boyfriend and girlfriend is they don't want to give up the freedom to fuck around with a bunch of people. And it's really, and that's why people quite honestly are struggling like to make these relationships. Everyone is out there like complaining about, you know, the other side, so to speak. And it's because like they're just so afraid of any type of commitment, but while still expecting to like go around and get laid all the time. And it's just like,
Sure.
maybe we could just like, you can get to know I don't like,
We need
and
an
I think sex is a
interim.
huge part of a relationship. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, you can get to know someone and build a connection and you can get to know your physical chemistry. You don't necessarily have to be getting laid. And to act like a victim, like West is acting like some sort of victim, is a bit kind of childish.
I think the
Sure.
interim is the word he used, which is exclusive. I'm with you, Josh, that calling somebody your girlfriend is a big step.
Yeah.
But saying that you're not gonna, you're committed to trying to be with one person, I think is like, I don't know. I don't think you have to have had sex yet. Do that. part.
Unless your trip is you're religious or there's like, you guys are on the same page of like, for me, I want to be able to do everything but that until we get married or whatever. And that's fine.
If two daters said the quiet part out loud, they're like, hey, I really like you. I've really enjoyed getting to know you. But just so you know, until we're committed, I'm going to keep fucking other people. How would that go? People aren't saying that. They're just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Most people just don't talk about it. They just, well, until we're exclusive. Yeah, I mean, I've been hooking up with a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and that's why people are struggling to get to know each other because they always have one foot out the door. And
Yeah,
I think it's kind of romantic. I think it's interesting, right? In that, like, in people, when you're dating, you're kind of dating around, and then you have a nice date with someone, and then it's followed by like a couple more dates, a hiking date, a Whole Foods date. Maybe you go to Felix, where we all went and had a wonderful meal with your
go
lovely
back.
mother.
Go
God
back.
bless her.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting when someone starts to sort of move past the pack, right? Like that's an interesting thing. So we didn't have to make an agreement. It just became so clear that our connection is trumping what's going on with these fly-by-night himbos. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Himbos.
Himbos. All right.
Who knows?
All right. Well, Ben, Josh, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
What a fun episode. We had a great time.
Excellent.
Why are we shaking?
You guys,
Y'all are
plug,
good guys.
Any
That's
excuse for
why.
physical touch. Any excuse.
plug your delicious show.
Yeah, good guys. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube, on Josh's YouTube. It's just turned into Good Guys. So
Okay.
go to Josh, watch us, so you can see us touching. And Nick's,
We'll be recording an episode right after this.
yeah.
Yeah.
When does
So,
that come out?
When do you want it? When does
yeah,
this
yeah,
come out?
Yeah, when does
Tomorrow.
Oh, this one come out tomorrow.
Well, it'll come out Monday.
Monday. Monday's good.
Monday's great.
Monday.
Okay, well,
Check
great.
us out on Monday on Good Guys.
Beautiful.
Love you guys.
Good.
Beautiful
you.
wedding.
Thanks.
So
We should talk more
fabulous.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's
Talk
just
about our
wonderful.
wedding. Yeah.
Now you want to
Right.
start again?
Yeah.
Okay.
On Thursday, we have a great guest. The wonderful, iconic Joel McHale is with us for Going Deeper. Do not miss that episode. Yeah.
Josh.
You a fan of
I
Joel?
like- yeah. Oh, yeah.
Joel's a great guy.
Talented guy.
Very talented.
Rich.
Oh,
sorry.
Probably.
Got it.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Got
Yeah.
Gotta be.
So that's Thursday. Until then, bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.